Hello, Internet, and welcome to Hearts of Stone. We're here to play some Blades in the Dark, and we're super excited to have you here with us. We're back. I'm very excited. We are down in RJ today still, but we should be back with the whole gang here soon enough. But I am so excited to get back into this because we left off on a pretty dramatic point last time, and I'm really interested to see what my players here get up to. But before we get into all of that, going to talk about what we've got going on the channel this week and our schedule, and then let everybody introduce themselves. So this week we're still on hiatus for Strixhaven, but I think our next stream would be Monday for the continuing story of Red Jenny. We're in a pretty fun little battle I've got planned for my gang on Monday, and involving a scary monster creature, and we're getting kind of close to wrapping that baby up here soon. So come join us for that. Mondays at 8 o'clock, playing, I don't think I said, the Dragon Age TTRPG. So yeah, like I said, normally Tuesdays we'd have Strixhaven, but we are probably a couple more weeks until we're back to that one, but we'll be back soon. We'll keep you updated on that. And then back here next Sunday or Saturday. So that's pretty much it as far as scheduling goes. But I will go ahead and let my lovely players here introduce themselves, talk about who they are, what they do on and off the channel, and who they are playing tonight. Starting, as always, with Van.
Realized that I was the only one who knew we were in a different order today, but it doesn't matter, actually. We can do whatever we want. I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van But Wilder, wherever you can find people on the internet. Mostly I'm hanging out in the Discord and streaming on Twitch a few times a week, over on Sundays on twitch.tv/hackrecklessly, playing D&D in the final season of Playthings of the Gods, and then here playing all manner of tabletop games. And yes, Strixhaven will be back in a couple of weeks. I'm excited to get back to it. We're in a horrible funhouse that I love very much. And you guys will too. Today I'm playing Glass, who is the crew's whisper.
Whisper. Am I second now, or is Wings? Or
I'm just going the same order.
It doesn't matter. Hi, I'm Christine. Said, I'm just going to remove this from my my spiel because it's just not true. I'm not on the internet. This is a lie. I'm not really here. The only place you can find me is Discord, and I don't count that as the internet. But yeah, I'm here Mondays, Tuesdays when we return, and Saturdays. Today I am playing Salome, and she's our group spider.
That just leaves me. Hey everybody, I am Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com doing nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventure stream. Today I am playing as Grackle, who is our hound. DanaeKeener.com.
I am Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crowd and lurking around the internet. I am mostly just here playing and running games throughout the week, but I'm also over on Hack Recklessly on Sundays playing, finishing up our D&D game here. I don't know if we're going to be playing this Sunday because of hurricanes, but maybe. So come join us over there if we are playing. That's me though. I for whatever reason I just got in my head. I was like, oh, what was the stupid bit that Van gave us? I forgot that's Mondays.
Do you want one?
No. No, I don't.
Okay. If you change your mind, let me know.
Okay, maybe on the break. We'll see if I run out of if I need to stall. I'll have you throw one out there.
I got
it. You got a list of like 250 little icebreaker thingies, right?
Something like that. Nope, that's the YouTube page I was watching earlier. That's not gonna help me much. It's 172, and I've used one of them.
So yeah, we've got a lot of those to get through. That'll last us a few years.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's it, is everyone ready to get started? Okie dokie. previously on Hearts of Stone. You had just finished up your job to assist Salome in fully realizing her potential as a divine messenger, prophet, initiate of the Thousand Faces. And we had a bit of downtime. The first of Benjar approaching quickly within a few days. You took the time to finish up some last business, kind of batten down the hatches, have some conversations, figure out your next steps. And as the day arrived, the day that you knew something was planned by the Baron and his contacts, you kind of got everyone on deck, all of your allies, secreting them away in either the jewelry box or the coffers, and prepared for whatever was going to happen. You sent your gang out into the city to kind of be your eyes and ears around town. And as evening approached, a rumbling was felt and heard in the distance as Grackle, perched atop the rooftop of the coffers, witnessed an explosion across to the north, across North Hook Channel, in the direction of the Lord Governor's stronghold. You learned of the panic sweeping across the streets as there had been an explosion at the Lord Governor's mansion, catching him and his family in the blast, and causing the city to descend into chaos. There was rioting and looting across several districts of the city, as some sort of coordinated attack began. You quickly put the pieces together that it seemed the rioters were all, as you suspected, hulls, people who had been given hulls by the Baron or kind of engaged in the project. The department, the Dustfall Institute of Sparkcraft, had brought forward. And you did your best to weather the storm, helping anyone that you could, any of your allies, and keeping your own businesses intact. In the fallout and the aftermath over the next few days, you learned of the deaths of several city council members, and that the infrastructure of Dustfall had fallen into disrepair. In an emergency meeting, the city council convened to nominate and elect a new Lord Governor. And of course, the Baron was selected. And I believe that is essentially where we left off last time, with some beginning stages of thoughts and plans for what you all might do in the new status quo. So that's where we're picking up. We're still in a free play downtime period. I think everybody's done their downtime actions. But you really didn't have any idea of what you were going to do next. We're going to kind of cut forward a few weeks for all of the immediate aftermath of that night and the assassination of the Lord Governor. Several parties were brought forward and have been tried and convicted for arranging these this sort of mass like revolution, this treason against the empire and against the Lord Governor. Fingers pointed different ways, but overall support is largely behind the Baron as the savior of Dustfall. There are flyers up, like pinned to the sides of buildings, depicting Lord John Meriden in a very like flamboyant background, very stoic figured, and with different slogans like "A New Hope for the City" and things like of that nature.
Make Dustfall great again.
I'm not doing that.
I just want everyone to know how I feel about the Baron, and that's how I feel about him.
the biggest change, other than that, and the major support behind the Baron as the leader of the city, which the former Lord Governor did not necessarily have. Um, the other like largest change is the sort of city defense has shifted. The blue coats are still around patrolling, they still exist, but they've largely been supplanted by the iron coats, the Baron's mechanized army that marches through the city, posting up in different regions throughout the city, doing patrols, mostly in some of the you see some of these massive automatons patrolling through Brightstone and Charter Hall and some of the more affluent areas. However, you see heavy presences in some of the more I say crime infested or criminally inclined areas of the city, like Crow's Foot, the docks, and Silk Shore. So that is sort of the state you are all in right now. A lot of ideas and kind of whisperings of big, like sweeping changes that the Baron is sort of in the beginning stages of implementing. Given that the city council has been pretty much like castrated in its ability to really enact much, with 3 of its 6 members having been murdered, and many other prominent figures having died during the night of the assassination. Most of the leadership is looking towards the new Lord Governor for aid and action. What would you all like to do?
I cannot remember. Skurlock's okay, yes.
Skurlock's fine.
It was not injured in the fallout there? Okay, cool.
No, Skurlock lives over in 6 Towers, was pretty far. He's sort of lives on the outskirts of Dustfall anyway. It's not really in the main section of the city, very much an isolated loner type, so...
But wasn't really targeted or anything.
No,
okay, cool.
No.
Good. Woof.
So we can pick up, if you want to make it easier, like, getting back into character. You want to think about, like, what you might have done over the last couple of weeks. Like, what does business look like for y'all? Is it trying to carry on as normal? Is the jewelry box and the coffers, are they still closed? Have you reopened? Like, what's kind of the vibe right now?
No, I think we reopened in an appropriate amount of time. I mean, shout out if you feel a little different, but seems like during the worst of times, everyone can use a little little bit of a drink and some companionship, I feel like. So now I feel like we have a pretty important service to continue to give to our community.
We also have to be like business as usual, to not like tip our hand as far as like, oh no, things are going on, like we've got to close down and react to this. It's all like, no, this is our business, like this is what we do. We're definitely not doing anything else.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like a lot of shit got wrecked. So...
Oh, I should also mention a couple of other things that might be important to y'all with all of this, too. Things that you might have known. I think you get a paper one of these days, like, as you've opened a business and people are kind of beginning to, like, come back to the door. I mean, there are a lot of people that just, like, want to get back to their normal lives. Like, the changes largely haven't impacted most of the common people. Like, people that are most impacted by the changes right now and things going on in the city are the criminal element, who are wary of the ironcoats and are less open to conducting because the ironcoats being less susceptible to bribery and looking the other way, they can't conduct their business as openly as they once did, especially in areas like Crow's Foot and Silk Shore. So criminals are largely the most impacted, as well as, like, upper class elites like tradesmen, businesses that are, trying to do their dealings under the new regime. But a couple of big changes that happen after the new Lord Governor's rise to power. given the deaths of several of the major, because the members of the city council who died were also like prominent business figures in the city and held positions of authority beyond just their title as like council members. For example, Lord Strangeford was one of the largest leviathan hunting like conglomerates. He owned a sizable amount of the leviathan, the ships that produced leviathan blood for the city. Needing that to be replaced, the new sort of like contracts for the city were bequeathed to Captain Panzia. In addition, with the blue coats and the iron coats kind of forming a two-part like prong to initiating like city defense and getting things back under control. The new like commander of the city guard and protection, that post was given to my Lara Clev.
Got it. Well, I think this about sums up how everyone's feeling in the interim weeks. Just.
We do gotta spend, we're spending a few weeks laying low, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's anything you want to do during that time, like we can do individual scenes, you all can start planning. It's, again, free play, whatever y'all want to do.
I don't necessarily need a scene for it, but Grackle does her normal job during the evening, I suppose, and then during the day sneaks out and goes and does vulture-style drills with Steiner.
Salome kicks some cats' asses. 1 second.
Yeah, you've been doing your training with Steiner. I think because you did a roll for that at least with the last session. I mean, you could spend more coin for downtime actions if you wanted to continue to train.
Well, let me see what my stash looks like. Yeah, I'll spend one.
Okay. So this is a project that you're working on, so you can largely decide like how you envision your training going and what you want to use. You could use hunt, or you could use something else if you want to flavor it a different way.
Well, the first like adept vulture's eye is more like close quarters combat. So it makes sense to me to be using skirmish for that.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that. So go ahead and roll skirmish and see how you do.
Will. I got a bunch of fives.
Bunch of fives. Okay. I think that is 2 ticks on the project clock. So you are over halfway there.
That works for me.
You want another one?
You want to give me one?
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
Do you want to? Do you want? I'm sure Grackle wouldn't approach for it, but maybe Salome, sort of seeing the drive here, would offer.
You pick up some of Grackle's expenses so that she can focus on doing her training.
Yeah.
Grackle never asks for funds. She just kind of like struggles and grumbles until somebody fixes the problem for her, and then like she gives a begrudging thanks.
Graggle's just like only eating ramen for 2 days, and then Salome's like, "Bitch, what's going on? Like, what is this?"
Like counting coins.
Salome just like the next day, just like her portion of the kitchen is just stocked with shit. Doesn't say anything about it.
Aww.
Yeah, take a coin.
All right, sick. Well, let's do one more, shall we? I'm gonna hit that skirmish button again.
Go for it.
Smash that skirmish button.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I got
fuck
a
yeah,
6.
dude.
That's a
Woo!
6. So that is enough to finish your training. So yeah, over the course, I mean, and it makes sense that this wouldn't take an incredibly long time for Grackle. Again, it's a little different, and it's mostly some additional more like tips and some techniques that Steiner kind of drills into you over a couple of weeks. I think the biggest change is probably like that adept stage of it, the trait for this fighting style. Is probably the hardest for Grackle because that is probably the most different. So you take some time doing some training. I imagine a lot of coming back home like kind of a little bruised and dirty from the training on rooftops with Steiner. A
I think
lot of gunfire to keep the rent low.
Borrowing Fume's grappling hook.
I think the biggest change from her previous fighting style to Vulture's Eye is that Vulture's Eye has more self-preservation, whereas she would like just tank the hits normally.
Yeah. This is a little more precise, a little less bruiser. So you have access to both of those now, and you can take when you receive a advance from leveling up, you can first take the adept one as a veteran advance, and then you can take the master one as a veteran advance.
Sick.
So
I'm so down. Hell yeah.
all right, those are now available to you.
Hell yes.
Oh, actually, no, I read that wrong. You get the adept one. You can take the
Yay!
master
Even
one.
better. Hell yeah.
I was reading it now. So you gain the adept fighting maneuver of your style. This does not count as a special ability. And when you have proven your mastery over the secret arts of the style, you become a master, and you can take that as a veteran advance. So you get adept.
Fuck yeah.
You'll get the
All right.
master one later.
I will put that in my notes. Love to see it.
All right.
Cool. Well, maybe we do. Hold on. I made a note.
Completely forgot about this.
I don't know how that comes up organically. All right. Sure. A very, very short scene. Just to put a to punctuate the end of her training with Steiner. I think that it's like after a spar between the two of them. You know, like how you'll see a scene where, like, you know, the student and the master are sparring, and then like it's they've repeated it over and over again, where like the student like fails in one particular way, and then finally like there's that moment where they prevail. And
The I'll make a man out of you montage from Mulan.
yeah. Or like
Got
I don't
it.
know, like
I'm there.
Karate Kid. Well, we've seen this in multiple places.
Yep.
We have that moment. And then like there's just kind of like the moment of like understanding between the two of them. They sit down to like drink some water, like towel off. And I think it's like pretty clear that like Grackle is like trying to figure out how to say thank you.
Okay. That seems right.
And she just kind of like looks into the middle distance, shuffles uncomfortably. I already told you you ain't my dad. But as far as I'm considered, that's a good thing.
I mean, thank you. I'll take that. Yes. Affirmative.
Just like
In for a
gulping
good
water
buddy.
to like end the conversation. Like, I'm drinking now. This is no more talking.
Are we not? Oh, all right. He just, like starts drinking himself. He's like,
We're done. Oh, all right, yeah.
Oh God.
Two gruff, tough motherfuckers.
5 feet apart because
okay.
they're not gay.
Not gay.
Exactly.
Love this.
Is that it?
That's it.
She said it was a short scene. I mean,
I had
that's
this for weeks. It's gone now. It's done.
perfect.
Perfect. Lovely.
Incredible.
So any other scenes you want to do? Or y'all want to start? Y'all want to start talking about like what your plan is? Because really, what direction you go and what you do now is up to you. I mean, you have this problem, which I assume you all see as a problem, as the Baron being in charge.
Yeah.
You know,
This is when I actually come out as like super pro Baron. I have a little project I want to do.
Oh, absolutely. Let's do a project.
I never do a project, and I thought of a project. So I took the other ability from Bound to the Demon.
Ooh.
But what I need is an artifact created by arcane methods
Okay.
that I can put a demon in.
Yes.
To inhabit an artifact created by arcane methods. They made me go out in the sun this morning. You're gonna have to excuse me, everyone. I did an artifact created by arcane methods.
Okay.
I'm
So-
assuming since I know arcane methods, I can make one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally fine with that. I was debating whether I even make you like do an act because it's forces you to have an artifact. I guess it doesn't give you the artifact, so you should
No.
you should have the artifact. So yeah, let's. What are you doing? Like, what are you trying to make?
Actually, I kind of wanted to get input from Azrael.
Okay.
Because she strikes me as somebody who has a very strong aesthetic. And so I think glass. Wait, I've changed my mind completely on what I'm doing. Since I already had demonic attendant.
Hey, how
and
am I
she's already
putting
with
this
me.
demon in here? You know, just like, what's the look? What's the look we're going for?
I want to take her jewelry shopping.
Okay.
I always do weird, creepy rituals. I'm gonna take this demon jewelry shopping because she's the one that's gonna have to be in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe this will go a little farther towards that goodwill.
So
If maybe-
I'm imagining you're not necessarily going to like Jared's or something. Like you're going to some like occult like stores that might sell like different.
I go to Hot Topic.
You go to Hot Topic. Okay.
Is there like there's like a weird?
Is there Spencer's? Maybe I don't know.
It's run by a man named
Spencer.
Spencer. Obviously, he only goes by Spencer. But there's this weird. Am I still allowed to do this? There's this weird little occult store like back in an alley somewhere, and it's just called Hot Topic.
It's my
run by a man named
alternative.
Spencer.
My alternative is that the store is called The Gift, and it's
That's
run
pretty
by-
funny.
it's
Also,
run by Spencer's. Yes, I'm totally down with that. You
Yeah.
head into the you walk into the store with Azrael like manifested next to you when
she's like, "Who are we killing?" Like,
wearing in the same like manifestation that she's usually in with the like the veil and the kind of like mourning attire, and she says, "And what are we doing here?"
shopping.
For you were very vague on the way over.
Well, a lot of the rituals and everything that we go over talk about artifacts created by arcane methods, and so I was going to sort of set aside a week to make something. And then I thought, I don't have to do that. I can afford to buy something. And then I also thought it would probably go a long way if you were a part of picking it out.
Are you buying me an apartment?
Essentially.
This is very strange. But I'm here for it.
It's not the first time anyone said that to me, but in my line of work that happens a lot.
Well,
You just have a very
I-
particular aesthetic, and I don't, we have similar tastes, but I'm not going to force my tastes on you if you're the one that's going to be trying to have this conversation in front of the person who works at the store, so it
Yeah,
doesn't sound like I'm doing weird shit.
Yeah.
You're
As you're
the
walking
one
in.
who has to spend the most time with it.
Very true. All right. Let's see what we can find here. And as you walk in, there's a man in the back. He has like suspenders.
The fucking odd couple over here.
He has like red suspenders and otherwise like black attire, big like curly like mustache, and like very wide like circular glasses. And he says, "Hello and welcome to Spencer's Gift. I am so delighted to have you here. Is there anything you're looking for in particular?"
Oh, I think we're just browsing at the moment.
You can still get your ass in trouble. I'm sorry. There was a lady that had Victoria's Secrets, and that did not go well for her. I'm just saying.
We're not gonna market this. No T-shirts will be made for Spencer's Gift.
Oh, you can't stop me.
Victoria's Secret is across the street.
Listen, if
That's a
anybody's
different
gonna be
store.
mad about that shit, it's not the Spencers people. I can't imagine they give a flying fuck. I've
And
been in
is-
a Spencer's Gifts, okay?
Is there anything particular that you're looking for?
I suppose my first instinct was jewelry, but what do you think?
She kind of shrugs this. I'm open to anything. I suppose this is something that you're wanting to be able to transport easily. She looks over and like in the corner there's like a big like sarcophagus, and she's looking at. She says, "Too big?"
More quietly. Too expensive. I'll just have Fume build you one.
Oh, fine.
And
And
that way it's customizable.
Spencer says, "Let me show you a few things if you're looking for jewelry." And he like begins to lead you through the store. Shows off.
Also,
a
if
few...
you're getting a coffin, I'm getting a coffin.
There's like a golden like diadem that's like jewel encrusted that she immediately vetoes and moves on from. There are
Gold does not match my aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. There are some like plain like silver bands and small like boxes and trinkets and ornaments and things. I think what she would be doing. Do you have an idea of what you were thinking? Actually, I want you to like, even though this is like you're giving her the option.
Yeah.
This is still something your character is carrying. So
I think Glass is initially drawn to something like. See, in my brain's going like a little raven skull or something.
that's exactly what I was thinking. So.
But I don't want the Grackles to feel threatened. But yeah, like a little bird skull, like a brooch or something.
Yeah. What about a like small like avian skull? We don't have to go avian. Like what about
Just say
like
bird.
like a bat skull?
Oh, that. Yeah.
Encased in like amber or something.
Yeah, I love it.
And you can set it into like a like you said, you could do a brooch, you could do a pendant, just keep it in your pocket, but I assume you want to wear it.
Yeah. Do like a
Bolo tie.
bolo tie. I'm tempted.
If you wear a bolo, you've got to button up your shirt.
You're
Glass
right.
actually feels like one of those, like, almost like those face jewelry pieces. Have you seen those that, like, go on the bridge of the nose and then, like, hang across the face almost?
That's fun.
I could see them wearing something like that.
That's fun, but it feels like
Wearing your demon
Couldn't-
patron directly on your face might be problematic.
I love it. I feel like that's just asking for when we get in our next scrape somebody to grab it.
Fair. Very fair.
Sometimes simple is best. Maybe just a necklace.
Just do like a Glass already wears a couple of like crystals and stuff, so we'll just add it to the
Alternatively, an earring.
collection.
Oh.
Oh, like a cuff,
You do, or I was thinking like a,
like an
piece
earring.
that like hangs down.
Let's do an earring. That sounds fun. I'm into
It's just
asymmetrical.
different.
I'm into
Yeah.
asymmetrical earrings right now.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you you find this little a piece of like a small bat skull that's like encased in amber. It's and set into like probably like a small cage or something, like silver. And can it have it fastened to an earring.
Which side do
I'll-
I put it on so people know I'm gay?
Either. It's Dustfall.
It's the right side, by the way. At least it was in the 90s.
That's what I
so.
thought.
I
I think in Duskwall, it's just if you wear earrings, you're gay.
guess I should have you roll. Let's do this is mostly just gonna be how much it ends up costing you.
Can I roll my wealth?
Yes, I was thinking it was good. So we're gonna do this like an acquire asset. You can roll your wealth.
Got 3. I've got money to burn. Pew. It's a 5.
It's a 5. Okay. So I'll say we'll say 2 coin.
Sure.
Okay.
I got 2 in my pocket.
All right. So you get this piece of jewelry. Spencer has it wrapped for you.
Spencer.
And gives you your nice little bag and this like little black paper bag, little bit of that like gift paper shoved into it.
Of course.
It's like a
Wrapped.
crimson red, and hands it over to you and says, "So lovely seeing you here today. Please come back if you would like anything else. We're receiving a large shipment of oversized beanbag chairs later in the week. So
Oh.
yes."
I want. Look, just looking at Asriel because she's the one there. I wonder if we could write this off as a business expense.
You own the business, so I don't imagine why not, as long as Salome doesn't object. I don't imagine. I mean, when was the last time any of you paid taxes?
Is that a thing here?
I don't know. Do you think I need
don't know.
money?
I'm. No, you know a lot of things.
The absurdity of asking the demon from the depths whether the town you live in is a place where you're supposed to pay taxes.
I don't know. Aren't
The
you?
fuck if I know?
Aren't you like full of occult knowledge?
About
Death
About
and taxes. Very
death.
occult.
Taxes is another demon's domain entirely.
Shoot.
If you want me, I
what-
can introduce you to the tax demon.
I meet him every year, if you know what I mean. What colors do the beanbags come in?
Oh, any color that you'd like. I can have it dyed.
Black
Mostly
or like
black.
a deep red? Maybe?
Deep red. Those are the 2 standard colors that they come in here: black or deep red.
How big are they?
Uh, big.
And when are they coming in?
End of the week. And if you're a fan of a particular animated play, they'll have different symbols on them as well.
I see. I see. I tell you what, go ahead and put me down for 4, and if we need more, I'll swing by.
Right.
Those will be going to the jewelry box.
It like writes down a small order for you, hands you a little voucher, and says payment will be due on receipt.
Of course. I'm buying the jewelry box beanbag chairs.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Put them in the lounge.
One of them is just going to be like Attack on Titan.
Yes. The big mouth. Just a big teeth.
Of course.
Big mouth. You have to sit in the mouth.
Okay.
And one of them is for me.
Fair enough.
For my room.
But yeah,
Fume's going to be so excited.
The important thing is that you do get your artifact.
My beanbag chairs, exactly.
Your beanbag chair.
Thank you.
And the beanbag chair is what Azrael is going to possess now.
Yeah.
And you do have to lug a beanbag chair around with you.
I get
You
one.
remember that horrible horror movie, The Couch?
Oh my god, Killer Sofa!
Killer
Killer
Sofa.
Sofa.
Yes.
I
That's all I'm
forgot
thinking of
about
now.
that.
Yes.
This just triggered in my brain.
Oh, man.
Lordy.
Killer beanbag chair.
Killer beanbag chair.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I had.
Okay. Done.
Yay, I did something.
Frickin' love it.
I did a project.
You did it.
All right.
I
What else?
had a little scene that might turn into a project, depending on how it goes.
Okay.
I think might approach Glass before the height of the evening to chat. Knock, knock, knock.
It's open.
Cool. Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Is Jackdaw in, or?
Oh, is Jack all there?
He was on the roof earlier. He still kind of can't quite shake the climbing thing.
Right.
At least he's getting his exercise.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
He's perched on the corner roof on a gargoyle, scouring the city.
The wind blowing through his hair.
And I'll look down and whisper,
Your
no.
my spot.
Jackdaw's on this corner, Grackle's on this corner, and they're refusing to look at each other.
They're just elbow to elbow.
Yeah. Steiner like opens the
my
roof access
perch.
door and then sees this and then just like closes it and goes downstairs.
I'll find another roof.
Occupied.
Too many Batmans. Just too many Batmans, you know?
Too many
That's what
Batmans.
happens.
Oh.
Blades in
Okay.
the dark, baby.
Blades in the dark. Too many Batmans. Oops, all Batmans.
Now I just want to run a one shot where everyone's a different Batman.
So,
Somebody's gotta be a Robin.
the GM. I had a question for you.
Of course.
I suppose in a lot of ways the question really is for Jackdaw in particular. But I felt it appropriate to perhaps approach you before I frankly bothered.
Has he been eating
Either.
the meat again?
What?
Nothing.
Right.
Never mind.
Makes note to check the larders in the kitchen. I know a bit about you and Jackdaw's history with working together. And obviously, with that not going well, to say the very least. However, considering current events, would you feel comfortable officially bringing Jack on the payroll?
I mean, I suppose it's ultimately up to him, but I've no issue with it. We work well together. He's very good at what he does. Nice to look at.
Doesn't hurt. Wait, are you allowed to say that? You are HR.
Well, technically right now he's not my coworker.
Fair enough.
And also, yes, I do whatever I want.
That as well.
I thought we came to that understanding years ago.
It's true. It's really, you're still just HR because I hate paperwork.
You know, we're technically a small enough business we don't have to have a dedicated HR.
Given the services we provide, it just seemed best to get out ahead of it. You know what I mean?
Also, did you know we were supposed to be paying taxes?
Taxes?
I'll run it by Fume.
All right. All right. As long as you feel comfortable with that scenario, I'm happy to approach Jackdaw about the situation.
Why are you being weird?
How am I being weird? What did I do?
You're twisting your hair and you're looking everywhere in the room but at me.
All right, I'm being weird. How have you been doing since he came back?
Fine. Good. I think, yeah. No complaints. It's really nice to have him back.
Of course. And you don't feel any strangeness around being the one to save him and bring him back?
You know, I thought I would. But I think I learned quite a while ago that there's no point in looking backwards. Losing him was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And it changed the course of my life forever. But now that he's back, I don't want for anything. It was the final piece of the puzzle. So no, I've given myself everything I want. Stopped worrying about regrets a long time ago. Deal with enough ghosts. Don't need to create my own. What's this about?
You don't think he feels beholden to you in some way?
I don't know. He's always been very upfront, straightforward. But you know what he's like now. I imagine if he did, he would tell me. But we do things for the people we love. And we don't do them for anything in return. He knows me well enough to know that if I wanted something from him, I'd ask.
And even if he couldn't ask?
Why wouldn't he?
Personalities are complicated.
So are relationships. And yet, we keep seeking them out. Like, everyone communicates in their own way. But when someone is a staple in your life, you put in the work. Personalities are complicated. People are complicated. Being honest with the people you love about what you need shouldn't have to be.
Thank you. You've given me much to think about.
You're up to something.
When am I not up to something?
No, this is different.
You've known me for too long to think that even when pressed, I would say anything.
I wouldn't dare ask. But I do like for you to know when I know something's going on. I have my theories.
So do I.
I'll tell you this.
Hmm?
You can put yourself out there all you want. But there's no way you can make other people respond the way you want them to. I learned a lesson a long time ago about throwing expectations out the window. It's made my life a much happier place. So, let's give people a chance. It might surprise you.
That they always do.
Going soft in my old age.
Nothing wrong with a little softness around the edges. I'll leave you to prepare for your evening.
Door's always open.
Honestly, it rarely is. Sometimes there's a sock or...
Metaphorically, that's why I made the signs.
Right. Saunter out.
All right.
Look down at my new necklace. What do you think that was about?
No, I'm sorry. I was watching TV. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
Were you
no.
talking to someone?
No. Salome's just being coy as always.
Oh no, it's Azrael into like Big Bang Theory or some shit. No!
It's telenovelas. Please.
Yeah, you just hear a lot of.
Phenomenal cosmic power.
She can watch whatever she wants. She speaks every language.
Yeah.
It's true.
Excellent. Okay, so what is the project that you're getting up to?
With folks' permission, I'd like to bring on Jackdaw as one of our cohorts.
I'm into it.
Okay.
He's a little freak. He's
Little
perfect.
freak.
I'm definitely down for that.
In my head, he's like friggin' oh no, I forgot his name. Boy, the underworld boy, Michael from Underworld.
Yes.
Like cute, a little stupid.
Just like uncanny valley sort of
Lit,
off a little.
just a little off, but you like that about him. And if I was gonna burn up in the sun, he would coat an entire warehouse in black paint for me. Underworld Evolution is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so ridiculous and good.
I saw that movie with my dad.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, we've seen all the Underworld movies together,
So
which lets you guys know how chill of a person my dad
with
is.
acquiring a cohort. So instead of doing it as an advancement, you're wanting to do a long-term project to. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Jackdaw's just kind of been a long-term project.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
No
here.
reason he can't continue to be.
Because normally, yeah, we can really skip doing the acquire asset because Jackdaw's already kind of like there. You already know, like you're not trying to find somebody to fit. Instead of like finding somebody to fit a niche, you are taking somebody who is an established friend of your group and turning them into a actual member of it. So, what? How do you see that working for like what is Salome doing to try to convince Jackdaw to do this? Or is it not necessarily convincing? Is it more like training Jackdaw? Like, I guess the first question is like, what do you want Jackdaw to be for your group?
I think long-term goals right now for Salome is that we're a mighty band, but we're fairly small.
Mm-hmm.
This
Little bit
asshat literally runs the city now.
Yeah.
We need numbers. We need to officially bring on as many.
So a gang essentially is what you're thinking about doing. Yeah, I think that's that actually I think fits really well with the narrative. Is like it's not necessarily you're recruiting Jackdaws, you're using Jackdaw to like you want Jackdaw to form a gang that to get a group together.
Not to mention with all his crawly around shit, like I feel like he could take down he could act as a three-person gang on his own,
We hadn't really talked about it, but like he's still like spider climbing around and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's
can
a
we
vampire.
keep that? We can just keep that. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, no, Jackdaw is and always will be a vampire until he dies. So
I just didn't know if he was always going to be slightly feral.
well,
But we're all
think,
slightly feral.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we gave Jackdaw and like necessarily give him traits and stuff, but we'll do that when we create the gang because he's the leader of it. So,
feral is as feral does.
So y'all have currently a gang of skulks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Smash and grade.
So I assume you'd want a different type of gang for this.
We can have rooks also.
Yeah.
Are rooks the lookouty types, or what are rooks?
It's one of
rooks.
Yeah.
Rooks are con artists, spies, and socialites.
Yeah.
That's that point. Because we can also then take as a crew upgrade because we have elite skulks already. We can take elite rooks.
Yeah,
when we get
and
one.
you could
like that.
also have adepts, rovers, and thugs. You just don't have the your crew
Just
type
can't make them elite.
doesn't
Yeah.
make them elite. You're better at having rooks and skulks and managing those groups and attracting those sort of people to your crew.
I like rooks.
I think he would.
Yeah.
That makes
do
sense.
well.
He purdy. He well spoken.
The leader of a band of rooks being a vampire makes
It does
Is
make a lot of sense.
Dope as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't necessarily have to do any more than that right now. Just kind of want to get an idea for the flavor. We'll decide on all the details of the gang once you finish your project.
Cool.
So, for your long-term project, Let me check something real quick. So y'all are tier 3.
Oh yeah, we're tier 3 now. Holy shit.
let's
So
go.
I think attracting a tier 3 cohort does get more challenging.
Sure.
So as far as how many ticks I want to give this, we'll say the long-term project. Yeah, we'll call this a 8-segment clock.
Okay.
Yeah,
it seems fair.
Go ahead and put it on the board. 0 to 8. The token down. All right.
Right next to head consequences.
Naturally.
And we'll call this one recruitment.
Also head consequences.
Legitimately don't remember what that is, and I don't want to.
Kellen had that severed head.
And then took some more
Remember?
as well. Or no, you took some more. You
I
went
took,
out and
yeah, I took some more and I brought her back. She came back with a severed head, and
You stole the severed head.
like-
You
That's
decapitated one of the forgotten gods when you recruited them and took
Yeah.
one of their heads. So
We've done
put,
so many crimes.
yeah.
so many crimes.
Okay, you can go ahead and make a roll for that though. So it's how do you see Salome doing
I think like wants to kind of let. I think I'll go consort. One, it's one of my best, and two, more the idea of like setting Jackdaw up with like some good meetings with some folks that might have an in on like, oh, so and so is looking for work, so and so might be up for this, that sort of deal, but not like directly like if he's gonna lead his own crew, he needs to like garner their respect and like do the talking himself. If that makes sense.
I think as you like approach him with this idea of like I want you to do it, I think that he's on like that's probably he's in complete agreement with you on that. He says, well, if this is going to be my operation, then I probably have some few people that I can reach out to as well. But if you can, it's been a while since I've been in the game here in the city, so if you can put me in contact with any players that you know,
Absolutely.
and I can float some ideas too there. All right, I can make that work.
Wonderful. I trust your judgment. You have the full support of the crew here, and once you think you have your merry band, bring them around and introduce them.
Will do. So go ahead and roll consort.
Okie dokie. I got a 5. I feel like it's 5s all around today.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's 2. All right, so that's a quarter of it done.
Okie doke.
I put him under our oh shoot, I totally lost the word cohorts. I put him under our cohorts as in progress, so I wouldn't forget.
Okay,
Nice.
sounds good.
He's right under Kellen, a witch, who's right under Buttercup, a horse.
Do we want to wait to pick his edges and flaws once we complete
Yeah,
it?
we'll do all that once we complete the
Cool. The
and
project.
make them a
I have a
full
feeling-
cohort.
I have a feeling a lot of our cohorts are going to share a lot of edges and flaws.
Boy,
I mean, they hang out with
already
us.
do.
Makes sense.
Most of them, if not all of them, are tenacious. I think we only have one that's not tenacious.
Mm-hmm.
Fearsome and tenacious, tenacious and loyal, independent, loyal, tenacious, fearsome, independent, tenacious. Yeah.
Yeah, you all like tenacious a lot.
Loyal, independent is the Grackles.
Yeah.
All right.
We are small but mighty.
Small but mighty. And then I did have one more. This could include everybody, but I gotta go talk to Cole. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What's going on?
Okay.
Talk to me.
Yeah. You so you want to talk to Cole as you are preparing, like, maybe like middle of the day, like early afternoon or something. You're getting ready. As soon as like you're getting your stuff together, there's a knock at the front door of the jewelry box. And as you go to answer it, Cole is standing there, says, "I hear you want to talk to me."
How do you... I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Please come in.
Steps in, little fancy boy with his like stark white hair and press suit. You lead into like a side room, and the two of you can talk privately.
If he's open to it, if the others care to join or have questions,
Sure.
if you don't mind, I'd like for some of my friends, colleagues, supporters, to sit in if they potentially have some questions. If that's all right.
Oh no, the more the merrier. I can wait. And kind of sits down, crosses legs, and waits for you to gather the others. Who's going to join for this conversation?
Grackle's just already there. She like, realizes out of the shadows. It's like Salome leaves the room and then Grackle clears her throat. Who can play at this game, little man?
You
That
snuck
little
up on
freak.
me. No one's ever done that before. You just see like eyes narrow in your direction.
A rivalry
Uh-oh.
is born. I'll participate as well.
Okay.
I just walk in the door like normal though.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
The only way I enter a room is through a window, or I'm already there.
Yeah.
Take a look around. I'm the feathers in your hair. I'm the shadow on the ground.
Thank you for joining me. Literally a minute and a quarter after I thought about it in my mind. I have so many questions, I don't know where to begin.
Many people do.
Are there... I shouldn't even assume, I suppose. You are also a chosen? I don't know if I have the correct terminology here. Adept, potential avatar, and please, I don't mean to be disrespectful or rude. I'm just a little ignorant in this sphere.
Yes, you could say so. Similar to you. Very similar.
Right. When were you chosen?
When I was very young, probably 13 or 14.
That is quite young.
Mm-hmm.
How did it manifest for you? Did you find a similar text or...
No, not the same as you. I knew things, heard things.
Like me thinking that I'd like to speak with you?
Yes, exactly like that. I knew things before they happened. Like somebody told them to me. People became very interested in that. I didn't really come from a notable family. My parents were nobody really, and well, became fairly important because of that. And more people became interested, and eventually I was approached by a group much like the Forgotten Gods, the same people that spoke with you. And they essentially went through the same thing, a ritual to, I suppose, commune with my patron, you could say.
We do not have the same patron. You are not patronized by the Thousand Faces.
Oh, no. No. There are many Forgotten Gods. Each one is very selective in those they choose.
Again, I don't wish to pry or ask something inappropriate. Are you willing to share who your patron is?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. I suppose I haven't told you. The name I was given, and again, I don't know if these are actually their names or just what we have remembered of them, but the name I was told was the Father of the Abyss.
Does that ring any bells for anybody in the room? I don't know if I could even roll for that.
Yeah, does that ring any bells? Mostly I'm just like, oh yeah, sick, dude.
Yeah. Like,
Hell yeah, Cole.
The
I
name's
mean,
just like, damn.
The
All
more
of
we
the Forgotten
talk
God-
to Cole, the more I'm like, we gotta keep this little freak.
All of the Forgotten God names sound like heavy metal bands.
Yeah,
I will just throw
yeah.
that out there. You have like the Reconciler, the Shrouded Queen, the Dream Beyond Death. Like they're
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Wow. So the that's a good question as far as like things you might know about the other Forgotten Gods, because again, there are a lot of them. There are 66 of them in the book.
They've forgotten, so you know.
Let's do. Let me look at the skills. What do we want to say here? Stay there. I guess a study is apply knowledge is part of study. So we'll go with that. If you want to make a study roll to see like if that clicks.
I got one, but I'm still gonna rack my brain. Okay, it was a 4.
4. Does anybody else?
I'll roll for shits and giggles.
Sure.
How do you feel about a 2?
Excellent. Your brain explodes.
No!
Yay!
Grackle starts getting a
Finally.
headache.
Little nosebleed.
What else is new?
What do we study?
Study.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 2 in study. Oh, my sheet is not cooperating today.
It's unfortunate.
It wants to be very small for some reason. Like it wants to, you know, when you like drag the corner, but you like drag it up way too far.
He doesn't want to
It's
be
shy.
perceived today.
No,
Yeah.
it just wants to be like a tiny little sheet, but that's okay. I rolled a 6.
Fuck
All right.
yeah.
So, Salome, like you're thinking about, it's like maybe that name was in one of the books that you read when you were initially doing your research on the Thousand Faces.
Mhm.
But again, like there's just not a lot of information about out there about it. I mean, again, they are forgotten gods for a reason.
Yeah.
Most literature about them has been destroyed through several like several like crusades by
Yeah, that's
the
where I was gonna go
church
to.
yeah. Glass, you that name rings a bell, and you recall probably in some obscure book that you read regarding maybe some literature that you picked up to better hone your abilities as a um uh just forgot the name of your
Whisper.
class. Whisper. I knew that. uh
Yeah.
just to better hone your abilities as a whisper. You remember there being like a small section, or kind of an aside within the book, a footnote, um about an order of acolytes belonging to or who worshipped the Father of the Abyss in their studies to gain better powers and invoked in their rituals. And that name is probably invoked in several rituals because they are the uh, essentially their cult, or this religion in dedication to the Father of the Abyss, largely made up of like prophets, mystics, uh, people that are in tune with the spiritual in a way of like foretelling and foresight, um, and utilizing those powers to sort of deconstruct and better understand the world. So like acquiring that sort of like knowledge.
Diviners.
And their kind of the goal is like a lot of the practices of the Father Abyss is like to like acquire and gather secrets and knowledge and information as part of that.
I'll share that.
So, because the one thing I'll say is like any literature it's about the forgotten gods is mostly about the people that worship them and follow them, and less like the mythology of that god, because that stuff is lost. Nobody really knows what these things are, who they are, or where they came from, or anything. What's known is like the people that worship them, what they do, and kind of what their focus is.
I suppose that would make sense. If your patron values information, it makes sense that they would provide you with that.
Mm-hmm. That's my understanding of it too.
How did you become acquainted with the former queen?
Right. Well, when I arrived in Duskfall, I sought out others like myself that practiced worship to gods outside of the norm, other devotees of the so-called forgotten gods. And I found myself in the presence of many like her. Eventually, sort of my understanding and knowledge led me to the inner circles, and the worshipful queen, when she was anointed as such, chose me as I suppose, an advisor of sorts.
Are there any more that we know of?
None
Worship
that are,
us.
none that are known to me currently. I imagine there are more. It's a big world, even outside of our city. None here in Duskull that I'm aware of.
What about back in Tigros?
Uh, perhaps. Again, I haven't been to Tycheros in a long time.
Me either.
Me either.
Though with what was illuminated for me through the ceremony, it might be time for me to plan a visit.
Perhaps there's more you can learn there.
Perhaps.
If you're interested in knowing why you were chosen and why this happened, I'm afraid I don't have any answers for you there. There was a time where I had the same questions. Eventually, they became uninteresting to me.
Slightly inconsequential. It is what it is, as it were.
Exactly. Things are the way they are, and the only thing that matters is what's to come.
Which apparently you might know a little something about.
A little. Not much. It doesn't work like I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know everything, and I can't tell someone their future.
I wouldn't wish to know that, believe me.
Things come to me in whispers, hints. There are things that
Get my name out of your mouth.
What'd you say?
Some visions I receive are clear, and I have a more definitive understanding as to what's going to happen. But some of the portents I receive are vague at best. The reason why we conducted the ritual, why that happened at all when it did, is because I received a rather vague portent a few months ago of a impending darkness, I suppose. Not necessarily. It's difficult to explain. It's more like something I couldn't see past. Something that has happened or will happen in Dustfall that could, well, that was obscuring my ability to see anymore. More of an absence of perception.
Has anything like that happened to you before?
No, which is why it was concerning. And when I told the queen about it, her interpretation of it was that something, whatever was going to happen, what meant that she needed to solidify her control and power before that began, which is why she accelerated the timeline on for you.
I see. What are your plans now, Cole?
I can't say that I have any, other than continuing what I've done, learning more, seeking out new secrets, whispers.
I have someone that I might like to introduce you to. Have you heard of Lord Skurlock?
He nods, says, "Oh yes, I am very familiar with Lord Scarlock. I have not had the pleasure of meeting, but I am familiar of him in reputation."
if I perhaps were able to bring you into his acquaintance and put in a good word about perhaps studying with him and his extensive libraries. Would you consider standing with us should what I quite honestly believe to be this darkness that you cannot see behind comes to pass?
If you're asking if we're friends and if I would help you, of course. I would be happy to. I'm not much of a fighter by any means.
No, we all have our strengths. I myself am also better suited behind the scenes.
But if there's something I could do to assist, and if meeting Lord Skurlock would help with that, then of course I'd be happy to. I would like to ask him several questions about what it's like being a vampire.
Those are his favorite questions to answer. I'm not sure if you're aware, he's a close friend of ours.
Oh. Well, even better then.
As a friend of ours is a friend of yours.
He is my client first and foremost, though, so if you're trying to snipe him from me...
I don't believe we're in the same line of work.
You never know.
Either way, no, I have no intention of taking your client or patron from you. Just merely an introduction would be most appreciated.
I think he'd find you fascinating.
I should just say throughout this entire interaction, quite honestly, I know the answer is no, but I gotta say it. Has Cole lied to me at all through this entire interaction?
No.
Yeah, I didn't figure.
Yeah, he nods. He says, no, I imagine that we'd have much to talk about answering questions, considering that Lord Skurlock may be the one or two other people in the city that are older than me, so...
Again, I do not mean to be prying or rude. How old are you, Cole?
Oh,
I know what you are. Say it.
say it. How long have you been 15, Cole?
Long time.
He says, well, last I counted, somewhere around 180?
Oh, Fume's going to be furious.
I see.
In my head, me and Fume were taking bets on how old we thought he was.
Yeah.
So when you say that you have not been back to Tychros in a long while,
It's been several centuries. Or decades.
right. Well. Any questions from anyone else? Why don't we,
I just have a general question. Do you have any other skill sets? Or any hobbies? Anything we can accommodate for you?
Oh.
I'm also HR, so...
I'm sorry, was this a job offer? I wasn't... Is this an interview?
Just if you're going to be around.
Oh.
We'd like to try to be as accommodating as possible.
I mean, if you want a job, you're hired, but...
I appreciate the offer. I'm fairly happy with where I'm at right now.
Of course.
But to answer your questions, or your question, I mean, most of my time is spent reading and passing along the visions I have to the appropriate people, usually for compensation. I enjoy boats.
Oh, we have one of those.
Ah,
You do.
And also, do you have a particular flavor of coffee creamer you like?
We like to keep it stocked in the staff.
Everyone sort of
kitchen.
has their own, sweetness levels and everything. So I'm partial to coconut, but I know not everyone likes that. So
I'm not much of a coffee drinker, to be honest.
Oh.
Tea?
I hear caffeine stunts your growth, so.
well, I think you have to be actually 14 for that to happen.
I don't know. Maybe
Have
I'm still
you?
growing.
No, that's an inappropriate question. I shouldn't ask that.
Okay.
I suppose
That does invite me asking what the question was.
Hit puberty.
Oh, now I have to think 15. Yes? In the middle of it.
Still ongoing.
Yes, it's been a very long
Forever.
puberty.
I see.
Oh, that's
I
God.
see.
I suppose I should ask, your longevity, is that particular to your patron, or should
Unfortunately,
I prepare for?
Are you a vampire?
no, I'm not a vampire.
Okay.
No, my longevity was a side effect of my ritual.
I see.
I warned you when yours happened that many times when the ritual as it occurs requires a great deal of trust and many hands to make them work. When I was, I suppose, undergoing mine, a very similar thing happened. There was a few members of the cult that I was a part of, almost the leader of. There were a few that wanted
Sabotaged.
power for themselves. So the side effect of that was that of the 100 or so people there, they all perished. And it seems that the side effect was that I was given their lost time.
I see.
That's at least my understanding of what happened. So I imagine eventually I will age. It's just a matter of proportion.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
It would be nice to be able to drink without being looked at funny.
Do you have a particular drink? I like to keep track of everyone's favorites for Fume, since he's generally the one bartending. You have a favorite?
Sarsaparilla?
I see. Is that an alcoholic drink? I'm realizing I've watched many a cowboy property, and yet I still don't
It is
know what that
essentially-
is.
It is essentially like alcoholic root beer.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds lovely.
It was all the
32
rage
years old,
when-
realizing I don't think I actually know what sarsaparilla is.
It was all the
It's-
rage when I was about 25, so...
It's made from roots.
You're telling me
I
it's a
think that's
beer
like
made
the-
from roots?
I think that's the one, yeah, that's the one time that Grackle chimes in. Just made from roots.
You're telling me a root made this beer? I'll
So,
add it to the list.
but I mean, I don't imagine that'll happen to you because your ritual went off without any significant interference. And everyone there lived, thankfully.
Well, we shall reach out to the Lord Skurlock, and I'm sure as soon as we secure a date, you'll be made aware of it in one way or another.
Wonderful. I will look forward to hearing from you, and we'll arrange this meeting. If you need anything else, I'll find you.
Thank you. And please, friendship does go both ways. If there's anything that we could do to assist with anything, please do let us know.
If anything comes up, you'll be the first ones to know. And if I have any visions related to any of you, then I will find you as well.
Thank you.
It was lovely seeing you all. He stands and very politely exits the room.
Oh, he's a nice boy.
Stands, escorts him out, host everything, walks back in, grabs her port, thumps down into one of the oversized beanbag chairs in the lounge.
If you're, you can't hear you, Wing.
Sorry. Exactly how many ancient children do we have in this city?
Too many, it would seem.
Fume is no longer an ancient child.
Fume is ancient. So ancient. So old man. Y'all don't understand. I saw him while he was alive. You didn't.
All right, Grandma, let's get you to bed.
What y'all don't know is there's a whole faction of ancient children that I have now made.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I hate
Just
the
the
thought
Lost
of that.
Boys.
It's like
Oh
my the immediate image I had was like shelves of porcelain dolls, but they're all little children.
no.
It's just a bunch of like tweens sitting around playing bridge and smoking cigars.
They all got jobs at the Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Chimney sweeps.
Oh
Awful.
no. Well, yeah. So just kind of wanted a little more info on that crazy kid, and maybe solidify some alliances here.
Yeah.
That's
What else?
basically all Salome is going to be doing in the upcoming, just like solidifying the alliances that we have. Yeah.
That's such a good point. Maybe we should discuss what our plans are for the future.
Yeah, that would be my advice here is that at least the immediate future is that it seems y'all need to figure out where your next score is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That was that's what Grackle was gonna do before she got flagged down by Steiner. She's gonna go kill the
Lyra.
leader of the Sashes, Mylera.
Mylera.
Now the leader
right.
of the Blue Coats.
That's right, because fucking Salome dropped the leash and said, "Go."
yeah.
Yeah.
Take the shot.
Shit.
I want to see that.
Oh hell yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
is that not a job, or is that a?
That is absolutely a job.
Okay. I figured it might be.
Yeah. So we could start planning out that score, given that Malera's station has changed pretty significantly. Yeah.
I think we might have to change our, plan from the last time we took out the chief of the Black Coats. I don't know if Malera has, a wife and children to ingratiate ourselves with.
Is a Terminator going to show up at any point?
Yeah.
Well,
We have to
so
ask
you-
ourselves that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you would know now is that Helker was a district chief, and Mylera is essentially what Helker's boss would have been. She's in charge of all the districts. She is the top dog for both the Blue Coats and the Iron Coats.
I also learned that Mylera was the instigator. She was the person behind the Craft murders, the one that was commanded by Meriden to go and murder the Crafts, and then Helker covered it up.
Exactly. Yeah, from because you received found the evidence in Mylera's office at the Red Sash, the Aruvian Sword Fighting Academy, that she had initially been essentially the prime suspect for it until Helker took over the investigation and was paid off by the Baron to cover that up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well,
I love a good old-fashioned assassination.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't we think on that for a bit and go ahead and take our break? And y'all can come back. It is that time already. Y'all can come back and start planning, gathering information and stuff for that. We can decide as a group whether, how far y'all want to go into that process since RJ isn't here. If we want to get started on that, that's fine. Or if y'all want to wait, that's fine too. So but yeah, let's go and take our break, and we'll come back in a bit and see where we're at. Everyone out there watching, thank you. We'll be back in a few minutes to continue our game. In the meantime, take a break, go stretch, stand up, drink some water, have a snack, take your meds, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back here real soon. Until then, stay tuned. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out. That's when we took our break. We're going to go ahead and jump back in. So, we left off. We've had conversations, both long and short, with various NPCs. Y'all have had a chance to kind of regroup and reconnect on some of the goings on the last couple of weeks, and have decided that your sights are set on taking out Mylera Clev, who has been both a frenemy and secretly having been involved in the murders of the Craft family, has painted a target on her back.
And also a girl crush.
Also
Yeah.
girl crush.
And those three things are all titles of my favorite Carly Rae Jepsen songs. Frenemy, Girl Crush. What was the other thing you said?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
Murder.
Things leave my mouth and then I'm done with them. So
Don't say that on the internet. Don't say that on the internet.
once something's no longer in my mouth, it's no longer my problem.
Unrelated, do you guys want to see my burn that's healing exactly dick shaped?
Where did you get burnt?
How to get burned.
The oven.
It is.
Hold on. I can't freaking.
Owie.
This guy's ruining my joke. I can get it on here. Yeah.
That is dick shaped.
That is a penis.
Two big old balls and a dick.
Just thought I'd
Yeah.
share. I was making a Totino's party pizza the other day. You gotta have the oven at 450
And
for
I
those
got
bad
dick
boys.
branded.
Now I got a
If that
dick on my arm.
scars, if that scars, you do need to turn it into a tattoo.
God, I hope
Yeah.
it does. I really kind of want it to stick around. It's just a really good shape. We could have talked about
Amazing.
this on the break, but I just felt like maybe chat would want to be a part of it. Chat, I'm glad
love
you were
it.
here for this.
I mean, listen, if you do memorialize that as a tattoo, then no transphobic bullshit can ever, because you can just be like, I've got my dick right here.
Right.
Right here.
And though she be but little. Maybe I'll get a
She's little, but she
tiny-
mighty.
I don't think I can get a tiny dick tattoo on my wrist, but
No, that probably wouldn't be work appropriate.
I'll just
Just wear a
tell
watch.
I was about to say,
wear
tell
a
me my
watch.
watch doesn't cover that shit. Okay, I'm gonna pencil
If you want
this
to
out for
commit to
later.
wearing a watch to work every
I always
day.
wear a watch to work. Well, I only have to go to the office once a week.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it counts my steps.
All right. Getting back on topic.
Sorry. I didn't really mean for that to become a whole thing.
No, RJ's not here, so we have to memorialize him somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
RJ, that was for you. If I get this tiny dick tattoo, it'll be a dedication to our friendship. After all these years, RJ, I want you to know exactly what I think of you.
We love you, RJ.
He knows what I mean. He knows what I mean.
All right. What are we doing?
I don't know, but I really hope he's still jet lagged when he watches this video.
Yeah, me too. It'll make it even funnier.
All right. So, what do y'all want to do? Either
Gather
other
information, yeah.
scenes or in preparation for this job.
Oh yeah. Do we have any other scenes?
I get no. You ran the whole job thing by Jackdaw. He doesn't really need me for that. Is there anybody? You want to talk to anybody?
Like my whole thing is like I'm wanting to formalize alliances. Is there like
Okay, so here's a question then in that vein. Have we since the whole Lord Governor, God rest his soul thing happened, I want to call him Pierce Steele, and that's not his name, the newspaper man.
the newspaper man? Yes. Right.
Fabian
Yeah,
Pierce.
yeah.
Fabian?
Yes, Fabian Pierce.
Fabian Pierce.
Sorry, I kept wanting to call him Guy Pierce.
Guy Pierce. In my head, he's Pierce Steele from Detectives for reasons. Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson. We should maybe drop in on him.
You did talk to him.
And he said
Did
he
we?
wasn't going to print shit until he felt like he could.
Yeah, I think y'all
Right.
spoke with him
Okay.
after.
Yeah.
No,
all the
you're right.
events.
I forgot about that.
And honestly, we're way past that at this point because
Yeah.
unless we can literally take down the bear, and he's not going to stick out his neck
Well,
to print
kind
some
of-
shit.
Yeah, kind
Right.
of like the vibe you got from him is that is a good contact to have, like for when you're making your final play against the Baron. Like
I
that's-
had forgotten that we already talked to him.
Yeah, I mean, not that there's not other things he could help you with, but as far as like wanting him to print stories about the Baron and try to sway public opinion, right now he was very adamant that now is not a good time for him to be doing that.
And I think that's
painting
fair.
a huge target on his back.
I just want to make sure, like, just in general, we're certain that he's like,
But you
we-
gave him
if given the opportunity, given the right opportunity, he'll back us.
Yeah, I mean, you shared with him the information you had, some of the plans, the journal, that kind of stuff. He took some notes from it or copied it. I don't remember exactly, but he's got what he needs from it. So he has plenty of information to go to print with. Things that, like, you know, he said, like, having more definitive proof and other people to back up your story probably would help. But also just being able to generally sway public opinion a little bit more against the Baron prior to that happening would also help.
Who else are we at +3 with? To speak a
Let me
little
bring
above
up my-
table.
let
the
me
ink
bring up
rakes
my
are our
list.
buds. The red sashes were.
We're at +3 with
So
them.
the red
Good.
sashes you are on good terms with. Like, yeah, they will help you, but they also have their own agenda. Like, having that
Yeah.
+3 status is, I think all of them have that. Like, they'll help you if it's not to their own detriment. I think with a +3, like, they'll help you even if it like hinders them a bit. So you have a good relationship with Mylera, but as soon as you start going after like, you know, obviously you kill Mylera, that might damage your reputation with
Well,
them. but
Wings
yeah.
had a pretty solid idea on that front that I'm very, very interested in.
I can't imagine that it would be Grackle's idea. I come up with a lot of ideas that I incept to
It does
for
feel
your
kind of.
characters to say.
I didn't want to take it from you if you wanted to present it, but it does very much feel like a sort of glass and fume concoction.
Yeah.
Oh, it do. So
I feel very confident saying Fume will love us.
Yeah.
from day one, we've been trying to get on Mylira's good side because she would be a really powerful ally. But now we've learned that, she was responsible for all these murders and now she has to die.
Yeah, because we hate murder.
How do we have
It's the
best
worst.
of both worlds is that we kill her and replace her with a doppelganger.
I'm going to call a quick team meeting to present this plan.
All right.
Val,
Is this
unless you want
during
to do other stuff.
Is this during horse parade?
This will be right after the horse parade.
Sweet.
Saying it'll never work.
Now listen,
That's up to Jade, all right? But yes, you had something, Klaus.
that really got me. I still don't trust her fully.
The only people in the room, the only people that I do trust fully are in this room right now, so...
Sorry, team. It's down in the basement somewhere.
You did down the pipe, you too. Anyway,
I think those are all filled with cement now.
shit, that's right. And I made him do that.
Oh, yeah, we did have to fill in the pipes after the whole cob
Yeah.
salad.
Didn't hear that. It's fine.
The Cobb salad. Yes, that's what we're calling it now. The Cobb salad. That's so good.
Have I never said that out loud? That's what I've been
No.
calling it in my brain for like months.
The whole Cobb salad.
The cob salad.
Dear Lord.
Because he was kind of just an amalgamation of parts, kind of thrown in a bowl.
Yeah.
And also same with
100%.
cob. I had a thought.
I'm listening.
Now I know our most recent, we've perhaps acquired recently another target to remove from the Baron's playing field in the form of a very attractive redhead with a sword.
True.
What if we didn't just get rid of her? No, we can get rid of her, you can kill her. Whatever you want, I'm not necessarily emotionally attached to her.
Trying to turn her has what feels like been for naught this whole time.
Well, see, that's the thing. What if we didn't have to turn her? What if we replaced her? And by replaced her, I mean with a copy. Grackle, you're making that face.
What face?
This one.
Just, that's how my face looks.
No, it's not. Not all the time.
See, there she's doing it again.
See, she's doing it again. She's doing it. She's doing the face. We may have lost the original piece that would let Salome turn her face, but we haven't lost the formula.
What you're suggesting is
I want to
Putting one
take
of
her
our own.
face off. I don't actually want to take her face off. I'm so sorry.
putting one of our own in her place.
With her face.
That would be a 24/7 job.
I imagine it pays very well being my Laraclef.
It'd be very dangerous for whoever did it.
Indeed.
And they would have to have a very particular set of skills. I mean, Malera's renowned for her sword play.
When was the last time she actually had to use it? She's in office now.
It would have to be a perfect copy. There could be no mistakes.
But if it works, we own the Bluecoats. We own the city's defense. And in turn, we own the Baron's first line of protection.
Would it be possible for you to make the change either very long lasting, even permanent, without you needing to be nearby? Perhaps imbuing something similarly to the gift that was bestowed? Or is this simply this person would need to take frequent bathroom breaks?
If I can do it short term, we can figure out how to do it long term, especially with a demon at my disposal. Azrael's going to be asking for me to do something for her soon anyway. Might as well just up the price a bit and see what we can get.
As long as you're comfortable with that arrangement.
I'm perfectly content. We just need the right person for the job.
How do you think Esther would feel?
You read my mind, because I think she'd probably view it as the greatest challenge of her career.
Plenty of information to collect.
Loads. Carriagefuls, even. But I didn't want to run it by her, without us being solidly convinced that this is the road we want to take. And, of course, Grackle, you do still get to murder her. Mylera, not Esther.
I think you're getting gated again.
Yeah, of course I am.
Of course I am with a
Grackle,
cat
it
on
feels
my
like
chest.
it feels like there's a real weight on your shoulders right now. Wait, where did you get that cat?
I can throw.
Mittens, down.
Is that the same one from before? Or do we now have multiple black cats?
I'll also throw
Tangled
one
in my
other.
necklace, hold on.
Wait, let her cook. Incredible.
I can throw one other thing your way too that might help. Just because there's so much going on, and we've been playing this game for so long. And the last time that this person showed up has been a while. But there was a person that you had swayed to your side, or at least like sowed some dissent into.
Zephyr?
Yes.
Zephyr!
I
Zephyr
didn't even
is a
think
red
about
sash!
that.
Zephyr
Oh,
has those
shit.
skills.
Oh, shit!
And
Or
she
both.
likes me.
Or both.
What was
She.
she? Okay.
She. This seems like it might be a very difficult job, especially given how much there might be to do. Why not both?
Okay. Like a sort of twins swapping places kind of thing. There's this wonderful play called... No, I'm not gonna do this bit again.
Please.
It's called Nancy Drew, The Warnings at Waverly Place.
I was thinking more about that series, The Prestige, but that's just
Oh, yes, that's also a good one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, chat, close your ears if you don't want spoilers for Nancy Drew Warnings the Waverly Academy.
or an 18-year-old film.
The bit
Yeah.
is that one of the students is actually twins. And one of them is hiding in the walls.
Well, you ruined the game for me.
I
man.
said if you
You
don't want spoilers,
ruined
close your ears. I literally
the
said it.
game.
He did say that.
I
He
literally
did
said
that.
it.
He did just say that.
Yeah, one of the students is twins.
I now have a new character concept.
And
love
they have their dorm room, and then there's a secret door in their dorm room where there's like a weird sort of like attic closet that they've turned into a bedroom, and the twins
We can't afford tuition.
they
for
take places.
two.
They take places.
Amazing.
Literally, they go to different classes, but they pretend. So when you're talking to her throughout the game, you're like, "We've already had this conversation." She's like,
Hey,
"No,
do
no,
you
no,
remember?
no, we didn't. Definitely
What?
did. Yeah."
What are you talking about?
It's
Of course
fun.
we didn't.
I love
Okay,
it.
let's talk about since we're already on a tangent. So table talk for like doing a ritual like this.
Yeah.
So your ritual that we've established for you,
Yes.
that
That I call copycat on my sheet.
mhm, the duration of that is much shorter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the maximum duration for the scale that's in the book is a week is tier 6 to do. So if you were doing this and wanting it, and again, this is just the stuff in the book is a guideline, like I can like tweak with it as much as I if I deign to, and I could justify making like higher tiers, saying like the way that it's scaling up, like tier, I think that would be around at like a tier 8 essentially for for something longer. And if you're wanting this to be like a perfect copy, the quality of it would like how well you want this to hold up to scrutiny would be dictated by that quality, which if you want it to be like impeccable is tier 5. So we're talking a minimum of, with that, like 13 stress you'd have to take to do that ritual.
I have a couple of pitches.
Mhm.
One, there are a couple of allies that we have that I could loop in on this that might make that an easier task for Glass to complete. Also, 2, I think it needs to work and it needs to hold up. I don't think it needs to be permanent because as soon as the Baron is out,
Yeah,
we
it's just a matter
probably
of,
won't need that anymore.
it's just a matter of how long you need to last for, and how long it.
Then in addition to that, I'm thinking we don't necessarily, I mean, with the stuff that Glass and Salome are good at, like, I don't know that we necessarily have to use magic for the personality part of it. Because I think that can just be coached.
Yeah.
So we could reduce it a bit.
Those are
with
my
some
3
of those factors.
ideas.
Well,
Yeah.
and again, like I was just throwing out like an additional person, but that might complicate things. But if we did get Zephyr on our side, that's even easier.
Well, I mean, she's going to have spent the most time with my lair out of all of us.
So she already knows
Including the
information. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she knows conversations that have been had. She knows how she walks. She
Yeah.
knows how she talks.
Yeah, which does cut down, like, because normally for something like this, for doing a job like this, we might have to do some setup jobs with like finding a person and training them and doing a long-term project for that. You're cutting down on a lot of that pre-work you're going to have to do by if you can convince Zephyr to be a part of this and to do this. So, you know, again, without getting too much into the weeds of like planning and stuff, just talking about the ritual, just so, because I wanted to be clear on like the table of like what that's going to take and how it's going to cost and stuff. If you're just wanting to be able to knock out this ritual in a normal length of time, that's not going to take days on end to be able to do, then you're talking probably in the realm of, I'd say, like 10 stress to be able to do it.
I will say this.
You're muted.
What? Impossible.
Still muted. There you go.
I was, yeah, my hotkeys got off, so I was, chat could hear me. Me and chat were having a little conversation that you guys don't need to know about. What was I gonna, now I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, yes, okay, so 10 stress is, I think, literally the max that I can take.
Ow. Yeah.
That 10. However, if we really want to go for this, I will take a trauma for this to guarantee that it
dang.
works.
Oh, dang.
If we're talking above table. To get us that close to the end game and to have that like level of infiltration into the Baron's circle
In a circle.
and to put us in that spot, I'll take it.
I will remind the table that we have Hullcraft at our disposal. That is also a thing we can do.
I just
So
also
that-
worry about the Baron clocking that it's a hull.
Yeah.
So with Hullcraft, that you know does provide some advantages that you could, you know, don't have to necessarily rely on, you know, magic and trying to stress out glass by doing the ritual. The downside with that is that it does take time to make a hole. That is going to
Yeah.
be something. It's either going to be time or it's going to be costly, because like when Fume made his hole in the downtime, in that one downtime activity,
We spent
it took-
so much coin.
he essentially spent all of his stash to be able to do so. You could do that, but you'd probably have to do some other stuff in the meantime while you're waiting for that to work out.
Well, on the other hand, if we get a hold of her Heartstone, could we possibly use that to help with coaching somebody to emulate her personality?
Interesting.
So
If you
kind of pull her
had
essence there.
if you had her Heartstone, I'd be willing to reduce the stress cost with the ritual.
Sick.
Okay. So we'd have to just coordinate a time that we
Yeah, 'cause
would
there'd have to be
take her out.
There'd have to be a quick turnaround.
Yeah, we would have to murder her and then do the ritual pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Just, you know, like so that she isn't missing for long enough for anybody to get
Yeah.
suspicious. Or come up with a reason for why she's missing. It's like, I went on vacation.
Oh, she got the flu.
Yeah.
She got COVID.
I'll
She's
say
self-isolating.
if you have the Heartstone, I will reduce the cost to 6 stress.
I am good with this if we want to try to hit that turnaround time. And then I will say, if it doesn't go exactly to plan, I am still okay with continuing on and potentially taking a trauma. But I like this. I like this line of thinking.
Yeah.
I think it's a different story if you go into it expecting to take a trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this would essentially be if you're not wanting to be any period of time where my layer clef is missing or where people are looking for her, and you're wanting to do this like at the end of your job. That'd be something to keep in mind that like at the end of this job, you're gonna have to spend this stress.
I feel like there's a way mechanically to delay the ringing of the bell or the birds coming.
There is, if you are the assassin crew type,
They have a
has
move for that.
move for that,
Shit.
which y'all are not.
Yeah.
Nor have you taken.
Nah.
We could
Yeah.
put our cohorts. What if there are 2 simultaneous murders? I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways around it.
Yeah, it's Crow's Veil. Due to hard-won experience or occult ritual, your activities are hidden from the notice of the Death Seeker Crows. You don't take extra heat when killing is involved on a score. So what I will, what I'll say with that is because the game mechanic set it up as a ritual that could be done in the fiction of this, is that if you wanted to take the time or you use some downtime right now for Glass to try to create a ritual which would
I am a spirit warden.
which would hide this murder from the Death Seeker Crows, then
Toy corpse. There's nothing about Death Seeker Crows that tells them exactly who died.
no, and
Yeah.
The
Or-
kind of,
They just know where.
yeah, well,
But
and
not-
the way that this works is, at least like again for the assassins, if we're trying to like copy that, Crow's Veil keeps the bells from ringing at all. So
Okay.
you could do a murder without anyone knowing that there was a murder.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, if we couldn't manage that, then there was an assassination attempt. Someone came after Mylera.
Yeah, and
she
killed
killed
them in
them.
self-defense. Yes.
This is the perfect cover
Yes.
story.
We're on the same page here. It's the best.
Essentially using my Lara's corpse. Okay.
What's
Yeah,
the,
I love
what's
that.
the 5e spell? Feign death?
Feign death.
Yeah.
Someone cast Feign death on Grackle.
So kind of a general idea. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds of planning, but that all sounds like it
Yeah.
work. And so if we're talking about like the preemptive stuff, you don't have to necessarily worry about that. All this would go into the ritual, which Glass already knows. We're just doing kind of a heightened version of for this. Okay. So that all checks out so far.
I'm also totally fine with if we want to come up with another ritual to not make the bells ring,
Of course.
I
which
can
could be
certainly
super
try.
fucking handy regardless. So
Yeah.
I
I mean, I
think
have
we're-
I have the literal ability called ritual, which is study an occult ritual.
Sick.
I have a
I
thing
think
for
we're-
this.
Officially breaking Blades in the Dark rules by planning ahead too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
Well,
we're
stop,
not too
stop.
much. It's like general kind of like we're not working at the like we're coming with a general plan. So I
Yeah.
like all this.
Well, this is
So-
the vibe. This is the vibe.
this is
This
this
is
is
the
a
vibe.
great vibe.
So if we're
Great vibe.
talking about like score planning in general, we're not going to get to the engagement roll part, but the detail here or like the action that y'all are taking is essentially we have to decide on that. Like, what's your approach on this job?
Murder.
Fascination, isn't it?
So it's
Assassination.
assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport. So assault
I
is doing
feel
violence
All
on
of
a-
those things, yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
All of them.
All of
well,
them.
so
at
but
once.
the end goal is putting our person in place.
Yeah.
That's the main goal.
Yeah. So deception?
Deception?
Would it be a deception then?
Yeah.
I think that's the
crux
ultimate
of it?
goal.
Yeah.
Is to replace somebody.
I mean,
Yeah.
we are gonna use stealth. We are gonna use the occult. We are.
Yeah.
We are
prob-
going to murder. We
Yeah.
are
Yep.
going to do all
Assault
of it.
is in there.
Transport.
Transport's definitely gonna have to be in there. Yeah.
We're doing all of those things.
And
Which
social,
is-
yeah, because we got to get Zephyr on board. So here we go. Let's put those
Jesus.
under the deception umbrella.
Because again, that seems to be all like preparation and part of process, but end goal is
End goal.
we are
Deception.
putting
Yes.
in a plant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so down for this. This is so cool.
We're literally using the Baron's whole shtick against him right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
I
can't believe I was just gonna shoot her. This is so much cooler.
I do just want to say, this was Wings' idea. This is Wings' original
was
idea.
Wings' idea.
I want to give
This
credit where credit's
was
due.
Wings' idea.
We went to break,
what
and Wings was like,
Wings is
I have something
responsible.
crazy.
and she said, I have something crazy, but I'm gonna run it by
And
you guys.
we all went,
Like,
yeah.
okay. And then she said, what if we replace her?
And both Van and I went,
Went-
yes! So, yeah. Yep.
It's truly inspired. And I
Yeah,
want
so-
Wings to get the credit she
This is what
deserves for it.
happens when I have weeks to like mull things over.
She's a
Granted-
freaking genius.
Yep.
Granted, this did not come to me in the weeks that I mulled this.
But if you hadn't molded over, we
Yeah.
might not ever
We might not be here.
have gotten there.
We might not be here.
It was on the back burner, you know.
So yeah, that DanaeKeener.com if you love ideas like this.
Yes.
DanaeKeener.com.
DanaeKeener.com.
She will draw this for you.
That's DANAEKEENER, is that correct?
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah.
D
Yeah, .com.
NAAKEENER. It fits perfectly.
It does.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I do want to hang a little hat on the wonderful joke in chat that G has told, which is I'd probably put a person in, but if you think a plant will work, by all means.
Now I'm just imagining y'all putting
That's really
a tree.
funny.
It's just like
That's
a small
That's
potted
good.
tree behind Malera's desk.
Well, I
putting
mean,
a red sash around it.
using
Oh
trees
my
to solve our
God.
problems historically is a thing that this group of
It
players
is a
has done.
thing.
I've done it.
We did it
Yes.
several times in Parslings,
Several
We
times.
did.
where we
Yeah.
used a plant to solve our problems.
You bring a ficus just in case.
Always bring a ficus.
We'll give Zephyr an emotional support ficus just in case.
Just in case.
But
yeah, we haven't
I've
used any
bugged it.
plants to solve problems in this game yet. We're just using a metaphorical plant in this case.
Well, there aren't a lot of plants in Duskwall, unfortunately.
No, there aren't.
I do also
Mushrooms.
want to point out that we have literally reached the climax of Dishonored 2 in this game now, where there's just a
Yeah.
horrible man in charge and there are robots roaming the streets.
And you think that wasn't my plan all along.
It's one of my favorite aesthetics of all time, so well done.
Okay, so we have
Which one of us is Corvo Atano? That's Grackle. Grackle's Corvo.
Grackle.
We
Yeah,
are
I think it's
all of
Cor-
us
is all
Corvo.
is out for revenge and
Grackle's
yeah,
Corvo.
yeah. Anyway, so let's get back a little more on topic. So we have the
Okay.
approach. Method of deception is replacing Mylera. So replacing her with a double.
Could part of our gathering intel be that reach out to Zephyr?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. So gathering information.
Can I ask a question just for like context?
Yes.
So it's when the whole like Glass secretly inviting Zephyr over, giving the journal and everything, there was like some flirting happening. There was like some invitations of like, you could be a client of mine. Has Zephyr ever engaged with that?
Oh, interesting.
Because that would change
What?
the relationship that she and Glass have quite a bit,
Let me make a fortune roll.
personally and professionally.
I'm gonna roll fortune. I will give 2 dice for this.
Okay.
Additional die because you were successful in here, and
Thank you.
Zephyr seemed interested. So roll that. That's a 5.
Is that good?
Yeah, no, 5. So 5 is like mixed success. So I'll say she has come by. I don't think she's fully like. I think she's come by once, had like a drink with you.
I feel like a 5 is more than that, but okay. I believe it. Fine. Maybe she's shy.
Yeah.
But she's like interested.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay. I just need to know. It's been a while since I asked. I just need to know the type of relationship I'm working with.
Would you allow, as part of a gather information role, for Salome to do either sway or consort to use that as a setup action for Glass to actually do the discussion with
Yeah, you could
Zephyr.
absolutely do a setup. So we'll roll it back. So you're doing a setup for Glass's gather information.
Yes.
So what is Salome doing to set this up?
I think we're using everything we know about the red sashes, from social to, pinging my dude Jaren in the blue coats, of just like, let's get a profile on this gal. Just get as much info as possible to lend to Glass's conversation.
Interesting. So you are approaching your blue coat contacts for information on Zephyr.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just even like a little background. Just a
okay.
little background.
So yeah,
just to have a little something in our back pockets.
You make contact with Jaren, and
he is an archivist, so he has everyone's public records.
Yeah, so you you head over to the Silk Shore kind of blue coat precinct and meet on the sly with Jaren to ask a favor, any information he has on Zephyr. Yeah, go ahead and roll. I'd say I think consort works for this.
Oh yeah, there's a 6, baby. 6-5. Well, if we were playing Dragon Age, this would be a great roll. 6-5-4. But yes, I do have a 6.
Okay.
Do a stunt.
No stunts. Nah, 6-5-4. No doubles. Damn.
All right. Let me get a setup action sometime. Where is the rules on that? Oh, it's under teamwork, isn't it?
It's like, I know one of them like bumps up the effect, and then there was something else you could do. Was it maybe adding a die? I don't remember.
I think it's either increased position or effect. So teamwork maneuvers are on 110 and 134. So let me go to 110.
Probably want to increase effect.
Sorry, I'm sneezing incredibly loud. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, so doing a setup action either gets +1 effect level or improved position on the roll. So you choose the benefit based on the nature of the setup action. So I will... I mean, I think either one could work. We could justify you having more information on Zephyr, either saying that whatever Glass is doing is going to increase their effectiveness, like knowing a little bit more
receptiveness to it,
or it could put Glass in a better position for making this offer. Either one works.
I will let Glass decide. Do you want your position to be better, or I feel like your position won't be like desperate by any means, just because we know her, she likes you already. So
yeah, no, but if I'm swaying, I've got 3 dice there already.
So yeah, go greater effect.
Yeah, let's hit it. Let's hit the effect.
Okay. So Salome gets this information on Zephyr. I mean, Zephyr has a rap sheet. Yeah. I mean, it has been with the Red Sashes for some time. Some violent crimes, assault and battery and that kind of stuff. I think
maybe some impersonating an officer, like for the resume.
You find like there is a dossier on Zephyr with the blue coats for some of it. I think Zephyr's done a little bit of time at Iron Hook, nothing, no like long stints.
Respect though, that's a hard place to be.
Yeah, you get an idea of the kind of person. I mean, Zephyr is, based on what you can tell, is an enforcer for Mylera. Like, is Mylera's like go-to number 2 for Pretty much everything that they need done. Is kind of a leader amongst the Red Sashes and has been for a while. So yeah, but you get this information, pass it over to Glass, so Glass kind of gets a better idea of, the kind of things that Zephyr has done in the past.
Yay.
So it's a setup action.
A woman of many talents.
Glass. So are you waiting till Zephyr comes by to approach her and talk to her?
Yeah. I'll play it a little close to the vest.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a few weeks since Zephyr's been in, and so you're not wanting to scare her off. You just wait until she comes back. I think the last time maybe she was in here, told you that she'd be back as soon, whenever she could, but you got an idea with her schedule. It just depends. She doesn't seem like she cuts out a lot of time for herself with all.
She's
her
also got to be
duties.
working crazy hours right now because if her boss just got massively promoted, she probably just did too.
Yeah. After about a week, it's a normal kind of busy night at the jewelry box. You have plenty of clientele in here. Probably had a few conversations and drinks with several clients around the bar, kind of like getting an idea of how the evening is going to turn out. When the couple of patrons are leaving a little bit later in the evening and slipping in the door as they leave, you see Zephyr, a fairly I don't think we've described Zephyr in a while, pretty tall woman with very short cut black hair, couple of like scars and some tattoos to kind of like over the scars themselves. Somebody who's like been in a few scrapes, as you've seen in her report and what Salome provides you, but also just from your experience being with her. She seems very capable, very experienced in this line of work. Of course, wearing the crimson sash across her chest as she strides in the door. Looking around as she like heads up towards the bar, Fume tending bar, pours her a drink, gives you a nod. As he slides over to her, she turns around at the bar, notices you from across the room, and just gives the like sup nod.
Let's give her a polite. But if she doesn't approach me, I'll approach her. I'll give her a minute to settle in. But
okay, yeah, I don't think she immediately approaches you. You're probably in the middle of like other people, and so she has a drink and sort of conversing with some people at the bar until you close the distance and approach her.
Zephyr, darling, it's been a while.
Glass, looking good as usual. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. Can't complain.
Yeah.
I hear you've been busy.
Very. A lot of changes.
Looking to talk, relieve some stress, drink until you can't see.
Maybe a bit of both. Drinks definitely appreciated. But conversation would be nice.
Yeah. Well, let's have a drink then. I want to hear about what you've been up to.
Certainly. Where do you take her off to?
I'm gonna kind of like warm her up to the conversation so we get that quiet. Oh, my beanbags. Are they here? Did I get them?
Yes, you got your beanbags.
Do I need to pay for them? I'll pay for them.
No, it's
okay.
Included in the two.
I was like fully ready to like pull out of my stash for these beanbags. I've got us something very comfortable I think you'll enjoy.
All right.
I'm introducing Duskwall to beanbags.
How did we get here?
You said it.
I know I did. I say a lot of things.
Yes.
Y'all just pick up on the stupid things I say.
Well, maybe you should stop saying stupid things. Never stop saying stupid things. It's
this
good
is how
shit.
I got. This is how I got Orcus talking like the Swedish chef in my home game.
In our home game, Orcus sounds like the Swedish chef, and that's the truth.
That is the truth.
That's
Long
the
story.
world we live in. Join our Discord if you want to hear that story. We'll tell it to you.
Anyway, so you lead her like to your room where you have your beanbag chairs, like nicely.
Well, no, we got
situated.
some for the room too. I want to we'll
Okay.
sit in like a quiet corner and
Got
like
it.
talk a little bit, and then I'll pitch her on replacing her boss.
Okay. So
There's a method to the madness.
She lead her to the corner of the beanbag chairs, and she
Just try it.
Says, "What is this? Is this a chair?
Technically, it's called a beanbag.
Why would you sit on beans? That sounds uncomfortable."
Well, you would think that, but here's the thing. When you get a lot of them together, they're actually quite soft. What's the word? Ergonomic is like the new thing. Right? Just try it. Just try it. If you don't like it, we can sit on the couch and it's fine.
She she sets her drink down at the small like knee height table that you have next to the beanbag chairs, and does the thing that everyone has to do getting out of a beanbag chair and figure out how to sit down and do it.
Real quick, I just want to put a pin in the fact that Fume, we gotta invent the massage chair, buddy. Do you know how much money we would make if Fume started building massage chairs? Somebody put the pin in that for next week.
She flops down into it, kind of like, again, does the thing that everybody does, is like, how do I sit in this? And finally kind of gets into like a kind of a comfortable like reclining
there is always a
position.
moment where it clicks, where you're like, oh yeah, here we are.
Yeah, after you figure out how the beanbag chair has to choose you, and finally settles in, kind of like takes a moment. It's like, no, it's not the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in.
Okay, I'll take that.
I could get used to this.
Just saying, the wave of the future.
She takes her drink and begins to sip.
So, tell me everything you can tell me.
I mean, most of it you've probably heard in the papers.
I don't want to talk to the papers, Zephyr. I want to talk to you.
Well, my Lara is very busy now with her new position, so she's delegated a lot of our operations to myself and some other members of our some officers and our group. So I've have additional responsibilities and dealing with a lot more of the oversight and planning operations. So, it's more than I was used to before. It's got me missing the old days of not having to worry about all of that, just going where I was pointed.
Well, it's a big change for you, I imagine.
Yeah. You could say so. So, that's where I'm at now. Just a lot of work. How about you? How have things been around here?
They've been good. We've, working hard, trying to keep the doors open. As Miss Salome always says, we provide a vital service, many vital services to the city of Duskwall, and now more than ever, I think people need somewhere to go to maybe not think about everything else.
Seems fair. I mean, a lot of change going on right now, which could be good, could be bad. The people seem... your average person here is probably not stressing over any of the changes that we've suffered, but business is tough,
I would say the Iron Coats are certainly making a dent in the general happiness of the public.
Well, thankfully, we have our
our operations are fairly secure, but I imagine it's getting harder to move inventory for most other groups. But you seem to be doing well. I mean, business here is maybe the excitement of the nighttime activities
Yes, well,
don't have to be as much of a priority for your group anymore.
I don't know. I'm here, so people will always keep coming through the door.
I imagine so. If you're busy, I don't mean to take up your time with
No.
talk. If you're sure you've got clients to entertain.
Actually, I was hoping to see you today.
Really, no.
Yes. For more than one reason. But, I do have some things I want to run by you, if you've got the time.
Certainly. Should we discuss here?
Let's go to my room. I imagine there are many things we can discuss behind closed doors.
All right. Lead the way then. Two of you awkwardly get up from the beanbag chairs and head over to your room, closing the door. She finds a comfortable place to sit and says, So, work then, I assume? Do you have something you need?
I do, actually.
Well, let me know and I can run it past my lair if it needs her approval.
Well, that's the thing. This is not a job for my Lara. This is something for you.
All right.
How well would you say you know my Lara Clef?
Given recent events, maybe not as well as I thought I did, but we've been Red Sashes for about the same amount of time.
And she's always been one step above you?
Not always. We were at one point, lowly recruits, training, and in the trenches together, you might say.
A lot of history there.
She had more of a knack for the politicking than I did.
I imagine that's gotten her to the position she's in now. Although, she did make one fatal mistake.
What's that?
Put all her eggs in one basket.
So you're talking about the Baron.
Of course I'm talking about the Baron. Aren't we all talking about the Baron?
Yes. Doesn't make it any less dangerous.
This is probably the safest room in all of Duskwall.
That doesn't necessarily mean a lot, but...
I'm hurt.
Nowhere is safe in the city.
No. Not yet, anyway.
I know you all have your... I understand where they're coming from, and your situation with the Baron is complicated. I get it. If that's what this is about, I don't know how much I can help you. I don't like the way things are, but it is what it is.
What if it wasn't?
I'm going to regret asking, but what do you mean?
Being as... muted myself.
The mute got out of sync again.
The mute got out of sync. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm
Is that the new
sure...
persona of yours?
And not unless you're interested. But I thought you liked me for me.
Doesn't suit you.
I'll be upfront with you. I am sure you're aware of the massive target painted on my Lyra's back.
Yes. Yes.
She has thrown her entire lot in with the Baron, for better or worse, and for a lot of people that makes her public enemy number one. She is not going to last the month.
What do you mean?
I mean someone's gonna kill her.
Okay. I don't really know where this is going, but she's very well protected. It'd be very difficult for anyone to get close to her.
They said the same thing about the Lord Governor.
True. True.
I am telling you that in the next few weeks, my Lyra Clev is going to be killed.
By who?
That's going to depend on a lot of circumstances. But what I'm also telling you is that we have a very, very special opportunity to use that to our advantage. And to not have to only fight the current system that you and I both dislike from the outside. My Lyra's got a target on her back for a number of reasons. And from a number of people. But it would also be a shame for us to lose out on all the influence that she currently holds.
Just tell me what it is you want.
All right. Don't run screaming from the room. We're going to kill my Lyra, and I want you to replace her.
I have a lot of follow-up questions to this.
Of course.
Why?
Because I like you. I trust you. I think you're one of the few decent people in this city. And with you in my Lyra's position, think about what we could change.
And why do you want to kill my Lyra?
Personally, I've got nothing against her. But I can't say that for everyone in this building. Malera's got a list of names a mile long of people who probably want her off this planet. But my gripe with her, most personally, is that she put all her eggs in the Baron's basket, and she is now directly responsible for a lot of the blood he has on his hands. She is a cog in his machine, and I don't imagine she can be talked out of that.
And I would just take over her role. What? Why would that even work?
Well, that's the fun part. You wouldn't be Zephyr taking over my Lyra's role. I would make you my Lyra Clef. You are probably the person in the city that's closest to her, spent the most time with her, knows how she is, how she functions, how she works, how she speaks, how she comports herself. It's really just a matter of making you a redhead.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and have you roll a sway.
Okay.
Can we help from afar?
Well, so I've already got +1 to my effect.
Yeah, you've
Yes.
already done your setup. No, I don't think I'm going to allow assist actions on this.
It's okay. It's okay. I had to try.
So you approved your effect. Got it. So I'm going to put this as I'm going to make this a desperate action. This is one and done. You get one shot, and this is your best opportunity. Like, if this goes bad, this goes really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna call this desperate, and we'll say standard to great effect. Standard becomes great effect.
Okay. You got any devil's bargains in the tank?
Okay. Yes, I can offer you a devil's bargain. I don't think you're going to take it, but my devil's bargain for this would be that this meeting that you've had with Zephyr, somebody has seen it.
I don't get to know who.
You can assume somebody that you would not want to have seen. I'm not going to.
Well, I mean, that kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Another red sash or somebody else that is that again. That's not the important part. The important part is that it could get back to my Lyra.
Yeah, we don't want that. I have a hard time justifying that.
Doesn't necessarily nuke your plan, but
it kind of feels like it nukes the plan.
No, I wouldn't offer you. I wouldn't offer you a devil's bargain that completely undermines everything that you're doing. It doesn't nuke the plan. It could add some complications. I'm not going to do that and then say suddenly Zephyr gets murdered tomorrow. Like that would be shitty.
What do you guys think?
I think the worst thing that happens is that my Lyra knows that we're coming, or we get blackmailed. It's not something that we can't handle. I mean, what's the alternative? You don't get an extra dice in this roll?
I mean, the alternative is I'll push myself.
The alternative is pushing yourself, which is stress that you can't necessarily spare.
That's true.
How much stress is that? You take two stress, and then you'd have to plan to be able to spend 6 stress down the line.
Yeah, that'd put me at 3 out of 10.
So you would have like a wiggle room of like.
You wouldn't have any wiggle room if you didn't want to take a trauma. If you took one more stress, then you
Again,
would definitely take trauma.
I'm
For
fine with that.
If you want to take the trauma for fun, cool stuff, then I support this.
I just really want this to work.
Yeah.
Is the thing. I just really want this to work.
I will say I'm a little concerned about this getting back to my Lyra somehow, because it might not be that like we get jumped trying to accomplish this. It might be that we
Who's she
sow
gonna
a
tell?
lot of doubt in my Lyra being the real my Lyra.
Yeah.
That's my concern. But it's your stress, it's your bargain, it's your role.
I know how to handle witnesses.
That is true.
That's not the end of the world. You might need to do a good boy roll on this one.
I'm
'cause
gonna
not
do a good
help
boy
ya.
roll. I'm gonna do a good boy roll.
Do go, baby.
I'm not letting you out of this one. Easy.
We're taking it.
taking it. Okay.
Okay.
Take the devil's bargain.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
4 dice. I regret to inform you that that's 2 6s.
Yay.
All
And
right.
and 2 1s, but we don't have to talk about that part.
Nope, that
No,
negates
no.
the 2 6s. You're no, I'm just kidding.
2 6s.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
Oh my
one's,
God.
if one's negated 6s.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh, I would hate that.
Yeah, I would
Warrior
also hate
mode.
that.
That's warrior mode.
Yeah.
Blades in the dark. I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
Okay. Okay.
That's
so
a
Is there
crit.
something
critical
above
success.
greater effect?
We've hit. Oh, and I get XP for being desperate,
Greatest effect.
which goes into that goes into the stat you rolled it with, right? Sorry. It's
Yes.
been a minute. Oh, I leveled up my resolve.
Ooh, resolve.
Oh, and I can. Oh, we can have 4 in a stat now.
We can have 4 now because we took mastery.
That attune is going back
Yeah,
up
we
to
can.
4, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay. Damn, critical success. So
So we also
looks-
fuck.
if that's the
Sorry.
additional benefit you want from this, then yes. She sits in silence for a minute, thinking this over. And you can see, like, you know, there's some tension here and a lot of conflict with this. She's very loyal to her group. And you've picked up on that, you know, from what you've read. You know, like, she and Mylara have, you know, worked together for a long time, but from what you've read and from the information that Salome has given you, and just from being and speaking with Zephyr, her loyalty is to the Red Sashes and their organization and this sisterhood.
Not to one particular red sash.
Mm-hmm. She takes a long moment to think it over and says, I hate this.
I thought you might.
This goes against everything that the Red Sashes stand for and everything that we have worked to instill in every member of our organization.
Do you think Mylara is currently following what the red sashes stand for?
That is the only reason I'm considering it.
If I can sway you any further, it's temporary.
I would hope so. I do not want to be Mylara for the rest of my life.
I don't think anyone would.
How long?
just long enough for us to get to the Baron.
So it could be months.
Could be months. Months are not years, they're not decades, they're not the rest of your life. It's a few months, max, to completely change what is wrong with this city. If we're going to cut out the cancer, we need a little bit of time and a little bit of help. And once it's done, I swear.
If this means that we no longer have to be guard dogs for someone else, then yes.
What it also means is that once this is all said and done, you will be in a position to make the Red Sashes something truly great. To get back to your original purpose. Not to be running around leashed by some asshole who wants to turn half the town into robots. You'll be completely in a position to make the organization that means everything to you something really good. I mean that.
I have a few conditions.
Shoot.
Other than replacing her, I can't be involved. If that was found out, I would lose everything.
Of course.
Second, my Lara cannot come back. This has to be final, the end of it.
We'll make sure of that.
I don't want her heartstone turning up in one of these automatons.
That won't happen. You have my word.
And the last condition is that you have to see this through. The Baron has to be gone. One person shouldn't have all that power.
When we're done with the Baron, he will barely be a memory. He's done a lot, but we are not going to let him leave a permanent stain on this city. And I feel very confident promising you that.
All right. When do you need me? What do I need to do?
Let's go.
All right.
I imagine Glass was like, after a certain period of time, please everyone be in the basement and I'll come tell you whether or not this was a success.
Let's
So I'm
say
gonna dramatically walk down into the basement, open the door, look over my shoulder. Zephyr's there.
As the two of you head towards the basement,
You are not going to regret this.
you leading Zephyr gives you a nod. Out of sight, just off of the periphery, camera pans over, and you just see a little flash of red as somebody leaves the door to the jewelry box.
It's fun. I actually kind of like it. and you were like, you're not going to take it.
I like it.
it's called reverse psychology.
It's exciting.
It is. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So that essentially we're treating this as a setup action for the job itself. So you will this will boost your
She's on board. We
your
don't have to just Freaky Friday her.
uh-huh. So this will increase the positioner effect of the engagement roll, making this a little bit easier. And you have essentially your end game in place here. Is there anything else? We're getting kind of near the last bit. I know we're not going to start the job today. Is there anything else anybody wants to do prior to the job? Or you can think on it and there'll be time next session too. But is there anything anybody knows they want to do right now?
No.
Okay. Well, we can leave it at that for today. And then, things that you'll probably want to do next time is like figure out like what you're like, where you're going to approach this, like kind of the general, like Lyra's house or the Red Sash Academy or, one of the places that she's going to be. We can figure that out next time though, because RJ might have a couple things to do with Fume and stuff like that too. So don't want to get too far into it, but hey, we got a lot done. Got the groundwork set, and the biggest hurdle is out of the way now. You have your double. So, excellent. Well, let's do our end of session advancement. I'm gonna get that up. All right, so desperate action rolls. I think the only one we had was glasses, and you took that and you got your XP for it.
My attune is now 4.
That's crazy.
We're back to 4, baby.
Y'all are back to 4s after we learned how to play the game halfway through.
Whoops.
Excellent. So the next is your playbook specific XP triggers. So tracking,
so much
calculation, conspiracy,
so much conspiracy,
arcane knowledge,
and arcane power.
Right.
I was all over this today.
Genuinely
yeah.
didn't do any tracking, but training counts as violence, right?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
You're preparing to do violence.
You're training for violence.
You're training for
I
violence.
just got my playbook. I had 1 XP left until my playbook advanced.
Yay!
Guess
Yay.
who's mastering the Vulture's Eye?
Oh, I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to share with the group how that works, or do you want to save
Sure.
it till that happens?
Well, we could do it. We could read it off as it becomes relevant.
I'm finding a way.
Suffice it to say, it's gunfu.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also leveled up, and I'm not gonna do XP. I'm gonna put it toward also upping my consort to 4.
Nice. Sweet. Oh geez, I put it away because we still have 2 more questions. You
Police
express your
heritage
beliefs.
driver background.
Exactly.
In spades today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then struggle with issues from your vice or traumas.
I tried to.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna give myself 1 for that. I don't know if it was a struggle necessarily, but it did literally come up in a very important conversation. So
Okay.
my trauma is soft.
Right.
Mm.
Soft boy.
Soft boy.
All right, let's do crew advancement.
Execute a successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
No, the chosen cannot be here.
He's here.
He's here in our hearts.
I don't think we did that either.
I don't
Nah.
think you did that today. I think the red sashes are actually like on equal footing with you. I need to double check.
We're
but I
tier
think
3.
They are, and not that you really contended with them today, but the red sashes are tier 2.
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Oh. Okay. That changes
Now,
my approach a tiny bit.
Yeah, which my lair, you are not necessarily contesting with the Red Sashes as an organization. Like you're contesting with the Red Sashes, and you are also contesting with like the Foundation as
Yeah.
part of this. Like it's a joint effort. It's a little muddy with that, but yes. So
We'll get there.
yeah,
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. We just developed a new one, and I like that.
What are they now?
Brutal and loyal.
Brutal and loyal.
And express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Pretty much all day.
Always, always and forever. What next session? I think we'll probably advance the crew. We got 3 XP left for an advancement.
nice.
Excellent.
Awesome. So I think that is it, right? Oh, well, let's go around to stars and wishes, and I'll take a look at the quote stock. If anything got, I did see the reminder earlier. So
Stars and wishes. Heart
All
stars
right.
and harshes.
who wants to go
Heart,
first with the
stars, and
star or
Hershey's.
horse?
I'll go
Okay.
because my star is a very specific moment, and it is Grackle and Steiner. And Grackle saying, just as a reminder, you're not my dad. And Steiner being like, yeah, you said. And then Grackle being like, that's a good thing. And Steiner being like, are we gonna no? Okay. It was literally 45. It was literally the best 45 seconds of my entire day. Like, it was so funny. And then just Wings being like, yeah, I think that's it. I just drank some water. That's it. They don't talk anymore. It's literally.
She had prefaced with, this is a really short scene.
Yeah.
It's just a really short
And
scene.
it was a really short scene, but also, like, it was just. Like, it felt right. Like, it felt like Grackle would be like, and yeah, that's not a bad thing. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's all I have to say. Can we continue shooting at each other?
Yeah. Yep.
It was just good. It was just a really.
It was just really good.
It was a funny bit, but it was also like it made complete character sense, and I loved that combination. That's my star. It was incredible.
Saying this at all has taken years,
Right?
literal years.
She's been through it. She's been
Yeah.
through it,
Steiner's been through it. You've been through it together.
and they've reached a new level of understanding, and I love it.
That's true.
And they're not going to talk about it anymore.
No, because they don't have to.
Not talking about it.
They don't have to. My wish. We haven't talked about it in a long while. There's this little like shored up island in one of the canals. What's it
yeah,
called?
fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Tangletown?
Yeah,
Pirate Land?
My Lyra, meet us in Tangletown.
I want to go there.
yeah. We haven't really had.
I want to go to there.
I want to go there. I want to go there and see what it's about.
Okay.
I want to have a
Grackle.
fun little island adventure.
Grackle sends a message to my Lyra that says, "Hi, I'm Grackle. Meet me in Tangletown."
Hi, I'm Grackle.
Hugs and kisses.
And then she kills her.
Yeah,
Hey.
obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it came up like 1 billion years ago, and we were like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
I want to see what it's about.
Yeah, let's not forget about. Don't forget about Tangletown.
Is
I
it
can read
actually
your
called
Never forget
Tangletown, or did I just
Tangletown.
like pull that out of the depths of
No,
my
it's
brain?
so Tangletown. It's technically a crow's foot landmark. Hundreds of years ago, one of the massive Leviathan hunter ships was partially sunk in the river. Since then, it's a collection of attendant flotilla of tiny watercraft, all lashed together into a floating neighborhood. Tangletown is
That's
considered
really
neutral ground
Yes.
among the street gangs of Crow's Foot, and no violence is allowed there.
So I did pull the correct name out of like the depths of my brain.
yeah,
Love it.
I want to go to
essentially,
Tangletown.
it's a neutral gathering spot for criminal groups.
It's
They have, like-
striking me as Tortuga.
Yeah,
They have
well,
floating
Yeah.
tiki bars. There's a place like that not far from here.
I love
oh,
that.
they do now.
Okay.
Hell
Yay!
yes.
They do the
Crab
little like
Island, let's
cruises,
go.
like the tiki bars move up and down the river.
Hell
and,
yes.
That's my wish. I want to go there.
I want to go to there.
Excellent.
Don't worry about it, Tyler.
Not like this.
Not like
like
this.
Not like this.
All right, who's next?
Thank him for humoring us as always.
Yeah, as always.
As always, thank you for humoring them. He's no longer listening.
He's busy.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Because he doesn't want to go out like this. I can go. So he's trying to handle that. Let him cook. Yeah, I think my star. Honestly, we had a lot of great, like, especially that last conversation with Zephyr was some great glass shit. But no, I very much enjoyed the rather uplifting conversation with Glass about, talking it out with the people you love. That's it's not usually one you have with Glass. I'll be honest, it's not, and it was actually really lovely.
Above the table for a long time, that was one of Glass's biggest regrets, is there were a lot of conversations they wanted to have.
Yeah.
With somebody who very suddenly wasn't there.
Yeah.
And now he's like climbing around doing gargoyle shit. And that's what it means to live your dreams, kids.
Running around doing gargoyle shit.
If you gotta put your boyfriend's soul in another body, okay, we'll talk about it.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Yeah, it's not like that. My wish. We're gathering troops.
Mm-hmm.
There are only so many here in the city that we can trust. And therefore, field trip to Tigris? Maybe?
Two of us are technically from there.
I guess it's just
Maybe?
what you all want to do there.
Gather forces. Find other followers of forgotten gods. Find my old school friends. Make sure they don't hate me, and maybe they'll come help out.
Definitely could do that.
I don't know. Just sounded like fun.
Yeah.
We haven't
Yeah,
left
we-
Duskfall. It could
Mm-mm.
be cool.
Yeah, we really haven't. Yeah, well, that's definitely something we could do.
That's me.
All right. Wings, I think you're yellow and left.
That's me. Sorry, I immediately jumped to wishes, and I was like, that doesn't seem right. My star for today is the conversation between Salome and Glass, because I love when Salome implies that she's up to something, and then we don't find out what that something is. It's intriguing. I'm all like,
I have
"Girl,
a
what are you doing?
theory.
What are you doing, girl?" Very curious. Especially when that thing is implied to be necromancy. That's pretty fun. I always want to know what Salome's up to, because it's all like, let me help you. I'm your fucking tool to be used.
We'll talk. We'll talk off stream.
Sick. All right. But yeah, that's my star. My wish is to use this Vulture's Eye style, because I kind of spent all day getting that getting that ready to go, and then like cherry on the top. Oops! Like the one experience. The one experience that I got today was enough to get me into mastery. So yeah, I want to use it. Totally. I'm gonna use it to kill my Lyra. That sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Gun fu. Gun fu.
Gun fu!
Awesome. Okay. I think that's everyone, right? So we need a quote.
Yeah.
Quote. All right. Boys, it's tough today because there were some good moments. I'm really struggling on this one.
I mean,
I'll
we
give
could
it-
all have a quote if you can't decide.
I'm gonna give it
I mean,
to. I'm gonna give it to Glass for
Me.
the. You can't make people respond the way you want them to.
That's just shit I learned in therapy, man.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh.
It's not only is it good advice, but also it's
Good advice.
very in character. I liked it.
That's the
That
thing.
quote
Glass
wound up on the
has
quote
learned.
list because I was all like, "Ooh, truth."
Yeah.
It's-
Truth.
That's just true facts.
I have realized that is something Glass believes.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna give it for today. Excellent. All right, y'all. The sun is really hitting me right now. From our time outside today, I'm getting.
We have
getting
been in the
sleepy.
sun since like 9 a.m.
Yeah. So let's go and wrap this baby up. Thank you everyone out there for watching. We'll be back next Saturday to continue. Join us in the meantime on Monday for the next installment of Red Jenny, where we're playing the Dragon Age TTRPG at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, same channel. Yeah, that's it. Thank you to my lovely. What?
Nothing. Just yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it. I was thinking if there was any other announcements, but that's all we're doing this week before we get back to this game. Thank you to my lovely players for making this game such a joy to run, and thank you everyone out there for watching. We will see you next time, and until then, good game and good night, Internet.